Let's get this wood out. Okay. Absolute shambles again, setting this up. Oh, fucking hell, I'm useless. Right, I've got my beers here, my ales. I know there's no one here yet, but I may as well just do the usual preamble. I don't know how to do that, setting it up so everyone knows it's going to start. I'm just a wizard. I don't do this kind of shit. Okay, so let's just have a look at the ales we've got today. I don't know which one I'm going to have yet. So Vanessa got me this one the other day. This one's called Scrooge Brew. Parkway Brewing Company Chestnut Beer. Isn't that lovely? Never tried this one before. So yeah, we've got chestnut. Got this one from Aldi the other day when I had my brothers around for a gaming session. I don't even know if this is streaming right. Yeah. Caramel biscuit beer. 4.8%. Quite cheap. Quite nice. Looks like I'm wearing lipstick, but it's just the colours of my camera being a bit of a tit. Also got this little beauty in Aldi as well. No expense spared for this channel. Beer Mille dry hopped beer. It's French. Small little bottle. I quite like this. It looks like something a wizard or a very bad monk might secrete about his person. I don't know which one to start with. Perhaps one of you could tell me if you choose which ale I begin with. I don't know if there's anyone there yet. It says there's 3 people, but you never know with these things. So we've got chestnut. We have the dark satanic brew that I don't know what the hell it is, but it's from France. Possibly from some remote monastery where they sacrifice young virgins. We've also got a caramel biscuit beer. So first person to shout out, I'll drink the damn thing. I'm just thinking, I haven't got my bloody satanic candle going. Wait a minute. I don't think it'll make much difference. You never know. Where shall I put it? I don't think you'll see it anyway. Let's put it there. Yeah, you're not going to bloody see the flame anyway, but it helps me because just to know there's dark forces in the background. There we are. Lovely. How's everyone doing if you're there? Yeah, I've had quite a peaceful day actually. Had a few beverages already, but nothing excessive. Hello there! You're a wizard, John. Nice little reference to Harry Potter there. Cheers, mate. Yes, unfortunately I never got my invitation to join Hogwarts. They said my powers were too dark. What can you do? So I went to a different school and I learnt devilish things. Okay, so I'm using my phone as a hotspot. So there will be a competition later on. So you've already entered just by commenting. Believe it or not, whether you like it or not, you're going to be entered into the competition to win a signed copy of one of my books. I've got them here. I've got 3 copies to give away. So here they are. Dark Matter. It's a fairly small volume. Still took me a fucking year to do it, but there you go. So yeah, that's up for grabs later. Once get a few more people, who you never know. Hello there, Caramel Biscuit. He's on it. He's straight on. Hello from the Bookspin chap. Sorry, I can't remember your name at the moment. I'm going to say Chris, but it's probably not that. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place today. Oh, no, it's not that one. God. Yeah, this is actually quite a nice ale. Very cheap, but quite delectable. And there's no added flavourings either. Sorry, I haven't even got music going. It's a fucking shambles. I always do this. Anyway, cheers. Here's to Bookspin. Fabulous channel. Check him out. Reviews mostly science fiction, or just science fiction, I believe. Yeah, I noticed you've just reviewed Death's End. I'm not going to watch that because I'm currently reading it at the moment. But just briefly, without giving anything away, did you like it? Because actually, I prefer the beginning of this one to the second one, personally. Wait a minute, sniff the bloody thing first. Crikey. Definitely, we've definitely got a kind of biscotti biscuit kind of fragrance off the bat. Tiny modicum of sewer water, but I'm sure it'll taste lovely. I know it tastes nice. Absolutely lovely. Slight bitterness, but we can deal with that. It's tempered by the caramel biscuit. Do we have to fight for our lives for the... Well, funnily enough, yes, you will. You will have to. I have a number of devious things you'll have to do for me. Some of them require getting naked, running outside, and causing mayhem. But it's worth it for one of these books, or the opportunity to win one of these books. I know some of you may have already purchased this, and if so, you're still eligible to win. In which case, if you do win, you can take the copy you currently have and burn it. Or give it to a charity shop or something. Or give it to someone for Christmas. There we go. Might get another reader. Because, yeah, this one didn't really sell very well. Well, they never do. But, I mean, it'd be nice to get eyes on the damn thing. Right, I'm going to play some music in the background. So the next question is, I'm going to let you curate this largely, because it's just going to be me rambling, basically, otherwise. What music would you like? Now, it's going to be background, really. I don't want it to be too intense. But, yeah, maybe, I don't know, Gregorian chant, perhaps, or the soundtrack to a particularly interesting film, or whatever. I mean, it may trigger the YouTube thing to shut me down, but if that happens, I'll just pop back up again. You never know. Okay, so, Bookspin, hello. Yes, I like Death's End, but it's not my favourites of the series. Love the crazy dimension-spanning shenanigans. Good Lord. Yes, I really loved the beginning of it, actually. It was going back to the ancient, well, not ancient, what was it, back in the 1400s? The Ottoman Empire. Wasn't expecting that. That was really, really lovely. Didn't understand it, of course, but I'm sure later on we'll get to know. But yeah, I've quite enjoyed them, actually. The first book was my favourite. The second one redeemed itself towards the end. But yeah, I won't get into that too heavily now. Luckily, I run pretty fast. Some chill death metal. Death metal. Is there a chilled version of that? I don't know. If there is, let me know and I'll sling it on. I need something going on because the silence in here is making me a bit twitchy, and the satanic candle is beckoning me to set fire to something. That's never a good sign. Yeah, one moment. Tell you what, I'll try that in the search term on the old Spotify and see what happens. Chill death metal. Well, the first option isn't promising, I must say. Brutal death metal is the thing they've suggested for me. Yeah, I think we might have to abandon that particular avenue. Oh, fuck it, let's try it. So, this is a brutal death metal mix playlist. So the first one's called Fatal Invocation. So we'll try it, and if it's too hellish, then we'll do something else. Fuck yeah! Here we go, boys! I don't know. No. It's going to have to be slightly more peaceful, I'm afraid. Oh, crikey. Let's go for... I'll do a little bit of this first. Ah, lovely. Monks of the Abbey of Notre Dame. We're going for some Gregorian chant. I don't think there's any chill death at all. No, I don't think there is. No, that's a dead end, I'm afraid. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh. Hello, we've got another suggestion here. Paul Owens. Hello, sir. Try Earth. The bees made honey in the lion's skull. Kind of ambient slowcore metal rock. Right, that's the next one. I'm just going to let 1 or 2 tracks of this just to calm my tits down a bit. And then we're going to go for the bees in the lion's skull. Or the honey in the skull. Anyway, cheers everyone, whoever's there. Got a few of you here now. Lovely of you to drop by. I'm sorry there wasn't more notice given for this. Oh, we've lost someone already. Fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry there wasn't more notice. I wasn't... So I had planned it for next weekend, but now something else has come in the way, and I can't get around that. So yeah, it was a decision I made on the spot, and I was hungover this morning, and yeah, I thought it'd be a great idea, but I'm recovered now, so there we are. God, I talk too much, don't I? Let's take a moment of contemplation. Yeah, so basically today the stream will end when I finish my ales. So I've got 3 of them to get through. Or the satanic candle catches me a light. That might end it as well. But we'll see how we go. I don't know if any of you saw the video I put on this morning. I'm not sure. That was my one attempt at advertising tonight's stream, but I'm never sure if that ever works. I've got a dangler here. Yeah, this wizard robe here. I mean, I've worn it a number of times now. Fucking hair's falling out. I've worn it a number of times now. To be fair, I mean, the last time I wore it was to an Oktoberfest in Plymouth, and I didn't do anything too naughty. I mean, I was just largely just walking around, but there's already a hole in the back of the thing. Dark forces, possibly, but who knows? Either that, or it's not very well made. So, wonderful things to come. It's going to be a competition for those of you who missed the beginning. Chance to win one of my books. We've got 3 books to give away. We've got ale drinking. That's it. No. I'm going to do a little bit of book sniffing later, including... Now prepare yourselves, those sensitive amongst you. I have a tiny Bible that was given to me when I was christened as a little baby. Now, I've never read this book. I never will. But it's very nice. Look, it's gold. It's gilt. It's got golden edges to it. I don't know what that's called when they colour the sides. But anyway, so this is the same age as me, if not slightly older, obviously. So I've never sniffed it. Yes, look at that. 25th of November 1979 is when it's dated. That's when I was christened. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful little book. When's the circle jerk? When's the circle jerk? What's that? Circle jerk. I'm not sure what that is. Are you talking in code? Look at that, there's a nice little print in the beginning there. The nativity, I think. Yeah, little baby Jesus. So I'm not getting religious on you. I'm not religious in the slightest, but I'm going to sniff this later. There's a bookmarked page as well. We might read a little passage from it, or not. Okay, so we've got that one to sniff, and I may sniff some random books from my bookcase. So no one's actually seen the majority of the books I've got in that case. So that will be another wonderful surprise for you all, I'm sure. This is a heady mix, isn't it? We've got a satanic candle, we've got a Bible, We've got Gregorian chant. I'm dressed as a wizard, but actually a monk. Things could get a bit dicey in a minute. You can use the Bible to do a clairvoyance thing. They used to do that in elven times. Well, that's a very good suggestion. Are you trying to get me possessed? Who knows what might happen? I mean, there are dark energies around. I might get nailed. Might get nailed by a randy ghost or something. But, you know, who knows? Something might happen. Right. Let me think. Yes. Okay, so you want me possessed? Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe something will happen. You might get your wish. If you see me walking out of that door, you know things aren't right, and I've gone off for a killing spree. There's a cemetery nearby. We could walk around there for a bit and see if I get stabbed. So, yes, if you're there in the background, please say hello, and you'll automatically be entered into a competition to win one of 3 books. Wherever you live in the world, we'll send it to you. Free of charge. It's a complete present. Yeah, so this is all to celebrate the fact that I've recently reached the heady heights of 500 subscribers. The next live stream of this nature will happen when we reach 666, because that must have some kind of significance for this channel. Basically, pick a random page and read a random passage, which, so there's something in the way there, which will give you a hint about the future. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I'll do a bit of clairvoyance. I don't think there's too much death and destruction in the New Testament, but hopefully we'll be okay. Yeah, so yeah, we could try that later. I might also give you a clairvoyant reading via the power of sniffing. That might be nice. If someone stumbles across this, they're going to think, we've got a right one here. Well done. Well done, dude. 500 is no mean feat. Cheers, Retro Engine. Rich, hello there, sir. I'm glad you're able to pop by. Yes, I'm quite proud of myself, I must say. I think it's been a long slog. I think there's 2 reasons for that. The first one is I started off the channel doing one thing, then I did something else, and then I ended up focusing on the book reviews, and I continue to meander between them all. So I think I'm not really focused on any one particular thing. But I think there might be some interest in that, you know, we never really know what to expect. But I think it puts some people off. The other problem is, of course, my content is slightly dodgy at times. It's not really well thought out very usually. Okay, you are currently on 526 subs. 5 plus 2 plus 6 equals 14, minus number of presenters, 13. 13, coincidence? I think not. Rich is onto something. We're dealing with some dark energies, dark forces, but probably quite friendly ones as well. Hello, Dark Wolf Heart. Thank you for dropping by, and thank you very much. I do feel a bit embarrassed about celebrating 500. I know it's not. I mean, in some ways it's good. I mean, I got an email. If any of you do this, you get an email at different points. Apparently, I got an email saying that I've got enough subscribers or enough followers, whatever, to fill a jumbo jet. That's quite a nice thought, isn't it? But of course, my dedicated audience, of which you are, I would say, platinum members of the Gelder Society, you have a small number that regularly tune in. The others kind of, dip in and out or just don't even look at all. But that's nature, isn't it? So it's not family-friendly content. Well, It depends what kind of family you're from, I suppose. If you don't mind the odd swear word here and there, if you don't mind the ritual lighting of a satanic candle once a week, if you don't mind the occasional threat to remove all my clothes and go dancing about, then yes, I think it's quite a pleasant watch for a family. Maybe not the children, but yeah. I mean, there's certainly worse things you could be watching. I mean, I have various hobbies. One of them used to be watching dash cam footage from various car crashes. It was a dark period of my life, but we've got some satanic nuns that have just left the church. They might be in a minute. What was I saying? Oh yes, dash cam. And I started following one because they had the best crashes. They were incredible. But then I stopped watching because I saw one where multiple people must have died. There was no warning whatsoever, so I stopped watching it. Be careful with dash cam footage. Satanic candle equals IKEA special. How dare you? I like your content and humour. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I try to keep things light. Let's just keep things light, usually. Yes, incidentally, the candle wasn't from IKEA, but it wasn't from a dark crypt either. I can't remember where I got it from now. Tiger. I think it was Tiger. Which obviously is a Nordic version of Satanist cult. Tigrur. Will you be reviewing any more vintage pulp novels in the near future? I find your reviews very entertaining. Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah, it's very nice of you to say. I should do more preparation for it, really, but I spend so much time doing other stuff that I tend to rush. So I try to rely on just having read it and then more or less just do it off the cuff. And that doesn't always go very well. But yes, I have got a couple coming. So Agent of Chaos, I read that. Norman Spinrad. What's the other one? The other one's called The Last Yggdrasil. It's about some futuristic lumberjacks that are, good God, sorry, chopping down the last massive tree on this planet, on this distant colony planet. Very odd, very odd. And in this tree there's a wood nymph. Very, very odd, but really interesting and very well written. So I might review them both on the same episode because they're both quite short. There's a limit to how much I can talk about them to dedicate a video just for that. But yeah, both of them had interesting things about them, but both of them would struggle to reach above 3 stars out of 5, I would say. Yeah. Which one is the one with Boris Johnson? Well, yes, incidentally, that's Agent of Chaos. Sounds a bit Enid Blyton. It's not quite Enid Blyton. They don't have picnics. There's no one called Fanny. But I suppose no, it's not really. I used to read a lot of Enid Blyton, actually. I've got one of hers down there. I found it at a summer fete in a village outside of Exeter one summer. And I thought, yeah, I'll buy that. It's called The Secrets of Spiggy Holes. It sounds dodgy, doesn't it? But no human holes are explored in that story. I think it relates to smugglers' caves, I think. I'm sure Boris saved the day. Yeah, sorry, I was going to get back to you on that. So, yeah, so one of the main characters in Agent of Chaos by Norman Spinrad is a chap called Boris Johnson. And obviously to us, especially if you're familiar with the UK politics, it will bring to mind very quickly a very different chap. You could certainly say he's an agent of chaos, but not the sort that goes around with a laser pistol and tries to overthrow these vast governments. It wasn't that good, I thought. It was more of an exploration of ideas related to entropy, of all things, and chaos, as a kind of a treaty almost. The story was second to all of the jargon, and it was interesting, but yeah, the story played second fiddle to the ideas of the author, I would say. Has anyone read any Norman Spinrad, by the way? I know there's an alternate history that he did about Hitler, which I want to try and get, but I think it's quite a rare book. Smuggler's Cave is rude. Well, anything is rude when you've got a dirty mind. Incidentally, I've often thought that if you read an Enid Blyton book, obviously you'd have to remove the children, but they could easily be transformed into erotic fiction. I shouldn't really say it. Replace the children with adults, with teenage. No, you get the idea. But the settings are quite nice. I just know Boris because he tackles people in. Oh yes, he doesn't hold back. Yeah, that was a great little video, wasn't it, when Boris valiantly tackled that child to the ground with his sizable weight. That was a magical moment. Hell of a guy. I met Norman Spinrad at a sci-fi con once. Good God, did you? What was he like? And is he still alive? It's a delicate question, I know, but I don't know anything about him. But the book I read, Agent of Chaos, I think was from the 60s? I'm not quite sure. Yes, Bookspin, yes. The Iron Dream, Spinrad's Hitler book. I was thinking of reading it, but was put off by a negative review. Ah, okay. Was the review that it's got Hitler in it? Yeah, to be honest, I came across it, so it was on Bookpilled, his channel. I think it was there. And I was interested in it based on what he was saying, but ordinarily, if I saw Hitler or a swastika on the front cover of a book, I would think twice about reading it. But yeah, it has potential, I think. The premise, at least. But yeah, I'll still try and find it. But I won't be dressing up as a Nazi for that review. I like candles, so going to look for that one. Yes, have a look. Tiger. Yeah, they've got a good collection of satanic candles. The only problem is that the black skin is actually a skin. So inside you've got the angelic core of a regular white candle. So it's been painted. It's cheating. It should be made from I don't know, fermented pig's blood or something. I don't know, but it looks okay. It's black. I've not read any Norman Spinrad. We'll have a look around. Yeah, check him out. Yeah, I'll do that review soon. See if there's something you would like to read. I'll talk about a little bit about that book, Agent of Chaos, that I really liked in one moment. He was standing in for Harlan Ellison. Who was sick. He was quiet and bookish. Was he now? Did you get an autograph off him? Harlan Ellison. So I've only read one story. It's that famous short story. What is it? I have no mouth, but I have to scream, or something like that. Absolutely, really good short story, but so bleak. Tell you what, I'll change the music in a moment. So someone suggested that Lions thingamajog. Earth. The bees made honey in the skull of a lion. accidentally shot. Where are we? Apologies, sorry, I can't remember what the hell that was called. The bees made honey. Yeah, sorry. This won't bring back your goddamn bees. Okay, here we are. This is oh, it's an 8-minute song. The bees made honey in the lion's skull. Hello. Oh, yes, nice choice. I like the beginning of this. This is Paul Owen's choice. Thank you. Is it going to go really hard in a minute? I need to read some classics like Clarke or Heinlein. I haven't gotten to those yet. I'm all for Clarke. Arthur C. Clarke. I mean, he's been surpassed in my later years, but as a young man, Arthur C. Clarke was right up there. I absolutely devoured everything he had to offer. Rendezvous of Rama was always my favourite. The Rama series, although it was later written in collaboration with Gentry Lee, who put a lot of sex into the sequels, which I don't think came from the pen of Arthur C. Clarke. But the thing is, Gentry Lee did impart more characterization into the characters. One thing I used to find about Arthur C. Clarke is that, especially in Rendezvous of Rama, the characters were quite superficial. It was more about the exploration of this alien interior, less so about the various characters. But yeah, Gentry Lee did like a bit of shagging. In his, I encountered that in another, what was it? Cradle. That's another story they collaborated on, and that is fit. There's a bit of sexual content in that as well. I think there's a bit where two chaps got their winkles out and started comparing them. I'm pretty sure. It's interesting, isn't it, when you come across an author that obviously has, I don't know, if not a full-on hard-on, at least a semi when they're writing stuff, and they can't help but explore various things that have very little bearing on the story itself. I think Heinlein wrote one of my most memorable short stories called "And He Built a Crooked House." Yes, I remember you saying about that, Rich. Amazing story, if I remember rightly. Yes, I wrote that down when you told me about that, but I haven't. Oh, hello! Someone gave me a heart. Then, good God! Thank you very much. Whatever that is. Yes, I would like to read that because I've only read, what was it? The Moon is Harsh Mistress, and I wasn't that keen on it. Incidentally, if any of you have to leave at any time, don't worry, you'll still be included in the draw for one of these books. What I'll do is I'll do the draw a bit later on, and if your name comes out of the hat, I'll let you know, basically, on the next video or something like that. But yeah, with Christmas, hello, people are slinging me hearts and all kinds of things. Lovely. I feel... Oh my goodness, this is emotional. I wish you could see it. Maybe you can, I don't know. I feel like one of those, no, I don't really. Have you seen this recent craze on TikTok? Where they're live streaming, pretending to be a, what is it? NPC, is that what they call them? Computer controlled character? And they're like eating stuff. And maybe I should do that. If I ever do that, shoot me in the head because it's all wrong. All You Zombies. All You Zombies. Great Heinlein short story. Okay. Looks like I might need to get on the old short stories then with Heinlein. I've got a number of his actually in my massed ranks of books. You can't see, but just down here I've got 4 boxes full of books because I've got no bloody space for them. My bookcase is chock full, And I've got these books here, and we had an inspection recently by our housing agent, who's a complete twat, and they said I'm not allowed to put books there because it's going to make the wall damp. And I said, why don't you go fuck yourself? I didn't, but I was thinking it, and I'm not moving them. I mean, where the fuck else am I supposed to put them? It's the trouble when you're renting, you're at the mercy of absolute bastards. If she's watching this, go fuck yourself. Wasn't the movie Predestination based on All You Zombies, crazy film, worth reading and then watching? Ah, interesting. Predestination? I haven't heard of that, actually. The damp makes the wall damp. Exactly. That's what I said when I spat in her face. Oh man, she's a piece of work. I've had no end of trouble with her. But this, I've said before, but we live in an old house, an old flat within an old house, very old, and it suffers really badly from damp, and yet we're blamed every time. If there's a piece of damp, it's because of us. It's because we're living in this place and there's damp there, even though we heat the shit out of it and air it and whatnot. I'm just going to, Paul is saying to the Retro Engine, Rich, yes, pretty good movie. The Australian movie Triangle is a pretty good take on similar ideas, but from a horror point of view. Never heard of that either. Wonderful. Just go live in the wilderness. Well, I'm dressed for it. I mean, if it wasn't for Vanessa, she wouldn't like doing that, but I might be up for that. Just climb over a stile, start walking across some fields and just see where fate takes me. It's okay to have damp out there, but inside here, no, you're not allowed it. So, if you don't mind me asking, what's Triangle about? Ah, loopy. It's a loopy film. I do like a loopy film. Has anyone seen, speaking of loopy, has anyone seen the film, what's it called? I think it's called Enter the Void. I know there's another film called Touching the Void, I think. It's a film documentary about a rock climbing accident up in the, I think, Mount Everest, possibly, I don't know. But Enter the Void was a really weird hallucinogenic film about, I can't even remember, there's drugs involved, but the visuals are incredible, and there's this kind of disconnected viewpoint whereby the camera would just move through walls and move like you're looking down into rooms. Very, very odd. The same director that made that horrible, really horrible film Irreversible, but Enter the Void was quite interesting. So Bookspin knows about this. Triangle is awesome. 3 people lost at sea come across an abandoned yacht. That sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen that. I think you dreamt that. No, it does exist. But I don't blame you for thinking that, because occasionally I'll talk to Vanessa or someone about something, and then I start thinking, shit, I might have dreamt that. I did it the other day, actually. I can't remember what it was about now. No. But I have so many dreams, sometimes it's hard to separate them from reality. Quite liking this music, I must say. Is it too loud? I'm wearing a pair of satanic contact lenses today, which makes my eyes go funny, but I hate wearing this lovely robe and then plonking some modern glasses on. I think it's just awful. Triangle is good. Everyone knows about the triangle. I feel like a complete idiot here. I need to seek that one out. Right, so you're all being entered into the competition. Right, I need to write down your names. Oh yes, fine. There we go. I'm just going to cut up some paper for this. Has everyone had a nice day, by the way? What have you all been up to? I've done fuck all today. Really have. But I drank a little too much last night, so yeah, you get the idea. Oh, something's happened. Oh, it's gone on to the next track. Fucking hell, I'm roasting in this thing. Do we surrender our souls now or later? Well, you've got a bit of time left. Once I've put your name on this special paper, your soul may be in trouble. Just warning you. But you might get to win a book. I could also give away a load of shit books I've got, but I don't think you'd like that. Right, so how many pieces of paper have I got here? Right, we've got 8 so far. We've got 8 people now, so that would be enough, but I'll double it just in case. There you go, that's optimism for you. Slug of this. Right, is anyone else drinking this evening? If so, what are you drinking? I'm on the caramel biscuit beer at the moment, courtesy of Aldi. I can't stand Aldi just because they stitched me up during a job interview once, so I've been cursing them ever since, but they do some nice cheap beer. So right, we've got 16 slips of paper. So I'm going to put all the names down that have already appeared, whether you like it or not. This music's getting a bit deep. Right, first off, I need someone to pop these things into. Hello, we got Worm Master. Warm tea. Ah, warm tea. I don't blame you. I absolutely love a cup of tea. But if it's just warm, I'm not so keen. It's got to be piping hot and got to burn a little bit of my face with it, but I had a nice cup of tea this morning, actually. Absolutely lovely. Where are you from, Mr. Worm? Worm Master, sorry. What time is it? Are you in a different part of the world, or are you over here? About to drink our version of tea. Ah, so there's more tea. Yorkshire tea, everyone. What? Everyone's on the tea. Yorkshire tea's a good one. I do get that occasionally. Cracking Moses. I might have a cup of tea later just to join you, but I've got to get through all this ale first. Yes, I need something to pop in these pieces of paper. I need some kind of chalice. Ah, yes. Okay, luckily I've got a satanic cactus thing, so we're going to be popping them in there. So I'll put it here just so we're for all transparency, so you know that I'm not cheating. There we are. But you know I do the occasional spell. Book spin, right? You're going in. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name still. I'm really sorry. But book spin, here we are. Well, what do they do? They go like this, don't they? Book spin. Oh. Right, so book spin, fold you up to a tiny little piece. Okay, there we are. In you go. Book spin. Right. Ah, hello. So right, we're masters from Zadar, Croatia. It's 10 to 11 here, a bit cold and windy. So you're you're an hour ahead of us. Lovely. That was very nice to meet you. I didn't know you. I've seen you pop up before on a comment, I'm sure. Yeah, I didn't realise you were from there. Lovely. So I'm going to call you Worm Master, if that's all right. For a chance to win a book. A really shit book. Okay, Worm Master. Fucking thing. Worm Master. Okay, going in. So this is highly. This isn't very interesting content, is it? But anyway, there we are. In you go. Next. Okay, Christus. Is that your? It's Chris, isn't it, Christus? I'm gonna write that just so I remember it's you. Have I called? How many people have I called Chris today? Oh dear. Okay, there you are. This track sounds familiar. I think it might have gone off piste. Robin. Sorry, mate. Right. I'll try to remember that. I'm no good. Anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry. Right. Cheers, Robin. Right. Who else have we got here? Sorry. Paul Owens, of course. We got Paul there. We'll just pop these in. I'm not going to pull them out yet. I'm not going to get it out yet. There you are, Paul Owens. And then at some point, well, when the first person bids us good evening, I'll do it then. How about that? So it's still open until then. So of course we've got Rich. I know, Rich, you've already bought a book, haven't you? But if you win, you just sling the other one out the window. Rich, there you are. Who else have we got? I think that's all, isn't it? Those are the ones that have spoken. If you're hanging about in the background, skulking around, come forward and be entered. Dark Wolf Heart. We're down to 7. We're losing them, chat. Okay, Dark Wolf. You get the idea? Is that all? I think that's it. A bit more in. Am I the only one drinking ale tonight? I must be. Yeah, that's all of you. Okay, lovely. I'll get to the bottom of this. There we go. Okay, lovely. Right, so we're all set. Put a little spell on the top just to make sure it's all kosher. Yes, is this a continuation? It is. Is it? Oh no, it's gone on to something else. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's getting a bit. This is a bit unpleasant, to be fair. Let's go for Engine of Ruin. Doesn't sound good. Wait a minute. Omens and Portents 2, Carrion Crow. So this is also by Earth. Hopefully this will uplift us slightly. Yeah, yes, Robin. I already have your book, but if I win, we'll happily donate a copy to my local sci-fi group. Well, there you go. Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, so some of you have already got this. I know. Thank you for originally purchasing it, and now I'm bloody slinging them at you for free. But yeah, just sling it. And I will write a little inscription inside, perhaps a poem, perhaps a little erotic story. Let me know what you want. Right, don't know if we'll get to use all those other bits of paper. Any other suggestions for music? If you want it, just let me know and I'll sling it on. I've almost finished the caramel biscuit beer, so again, let me know which one you would like me to drink next. And I may sniff a book very shortly. I'll tell you what, we'll wait until we approach the 1 hour mark, so 10 more minutes and I'll sniff the Bible from my christening. I bet that's never been done in the history of the world. But yeah, I'm going to be sniffing a Bible. Okay, what other tea is there? So yeah, I guess you're all proponents of the Yorkshire tea variety. It is a nice strong one, isn't it? Okay, so how do you make your tea? What's your procedure? I used to do this really blasphemous thing. I would make 2 cups of tea from the same tea bag. I don't do that anymore. Now I just pop the bag in and leave it for around 5 minutes to stew the bugger. I like it really strong. I went to a friend's place back along, and the tea bag must have touched the water for all of 5 seconds, and it was pure white when I drank it. Some people drink it like that, but no, that's not tea. That's milk and water. Robin is a proponent also of Thai food. Check out Rich here. 10 C's of water, tea into cup of tea bag in, milk after, physics. You haven't said about duration though, Rich. I'm thinking you just dunk it in for 10 seconds or so. Oh, okay. Where Master goes for ginger. So, what, a shaving of root ginger or what? Gives us a slight burn, yeah? Paul's off. Gotta run. Must share an ale and a candle sometime. We will, sir. Anyway, you're in the pot, so if you win later, I'll let you know. We'll just see my next video and I'll tell you then, alright? Cheers for popping by there. Thanks very much. Good chap. To Paul. Oh my Christ. Robin, I don't even take the tea bag out. The stronger the better. That is some hardcore shit right there. To be fair, I do that if I'm making green tea. I'll leave the bag in with that, but... Whoa. Right. Oh, I see, right. Sorry, I missed... I thought you were going for volume. So 100 degrees centigrade. Oh my god, no, strong. So it has weird stuff on top. Okay, so so that's another thing, isn't it? That's in the balance, because down here in Devon we have soft water. So you don't get any lime scale and you don't get weird shit floating on the top. But I'm assuming those of you further north are getting that scum, yeah? I remember when I used to live in Bath, we had that situation. It was like little icebergs floating around on top. Got used to it after a while, but... And I actually quite like the taste. The water definitely tastes different. My brother lives up in Reading, just outside of Reading. And whenever he comes down here, if he drinks our water, he has a terrible time, plays havoc with his innards. Fucking hell, sorry, that was satanic shit going on. Right, this music's making me want to bomb. Right, let's put something else on. Right, I'm gonna go off piste here. I'm gonna type in some random shit and see what comes out. Right. Oh, actually, okay, I'll play something. Okay. I used to listen to these people. Has anyone ever heard of the Incredible String Band? So this is kind of folky, hippie kind of stuff. This one's called Witch's Hat. Okay, this is slightly Wicker Man territory here. Okay, yeah, in Surrey we have the Scum. There's something in the way here, I can't read. I stay in Sheffield and that's soft. Okay, right. For some reason I thought the southwest was soft and the rest was hard, if you will. That's interesting. What is it to do with? Is it to do with chalk? I can't remember now. It's how the water's filtered. I can't remember. Apparently, I heard that drinking soft water is not very good for you. It's not good for your heart. And I used to be, I am still a hypochondriac, but when I was a younger man, it used to scare the shit out of me because I thought it was going to fucking kill me eventually. But that would be an interesting debate as to whether a cup of tea tastes better with hard or soft water. Maybe some people make it with mineral water, perhaps. Who knows?
Sitting on her head like a paraffin stove, I'd fly away and be a bat. Across the air I would go, stepping like a tightrope walker, putting one foot after another, wearing black cherries for rings.
Carbonated tea, yummy. Oh, I don't know about that. Try it. Might be the next best thing. Next big thing. Carbonated tea. Do you put sugar in? I don't think you would. I think most people don't, do they? I've never put sugar in tea. My partner Vanessa, she puts in, well, she puts sweetener in, and occasionally I sip it and it's like fucking rank. No offence. And I used to like sugar in coffee, but no, I don't have it in that either. I don't really like sweet stuff. Right, okay. Yeah, no, you don't know. Fuck sugar. You want to taste the tea, don't you? Right, so we've got two different options here. Let me know. First one to say. So we've got chestnut, no, this one, chestnut ale, or we've got this French one. I don't know. Anyone read French? I want to say it might be like a milk stout, perhaps. Try hop ale. No, it's beer. It is beer. Well, it doesn't say. Okay. Yeah, so small black one or big chestnut. This one's 5.5, this one's 4.5. Let me know. Oh, Jesus. Okay, Rich. Yes, okay. Let's go for the French. Good man. Cheers. You should win a prize for doing that. And Robin. Right, let's see. First of all, we do the sniff. Oh. Ooh, hello. Yeah, it's very, very hoppy. Okay. Hoppy. Good God. Yeah, cheers, mate. This tastes like hop wine. I mean, it just tastes of hops. Very hoppy. Ooh. Don't know what to think. But it's 5.5, so it should start making me feel nice and pleasant shortly. Right, we're almost up to the... Oh, we're at the hour. Right, so it's time. We're going to sniff a Bible. Now, if you're religious, I apologise. I'm not meaning any disrespect, but this was bequeathed to me when I was christened. Tiny little Bible. It's a really lovely little thing. I would never get rid of it because it, you know. Haha. Okay. There is a little inscription, but I won't read that because it's... Yeah. Right, okay. I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll just go into the middle of it. Here we go. This one's good. Okay. Wood. Obviously. Someone's hammering that hard. I'm getting the sniffers. So we've got wood, but this is definitely church pew. Oh, I wish you could smell it. It's heady. Oh. Could live off that. Oh, it's a lovely smell. Yeah. So okay, so Christus there, you have a very similar one. Also from your christening. Yeah, it's very common, isn't it, when you're christened to get one of these little things. Yeah, it's lovely. It's a lovely little thing. I mean, I just wouldn't read it. Okay, so tell you what, we're going to do. I'm going to do a bit of clairvoyance on myself. I don't want to curse anyone else. Oh, Robin here. Is that really a whole Bible in that tiny book? I don't know. I mean, it says the New Testament. It's possible. I mean, it's over 500 pages long. The very, very thin pages. You know, the sort of ones where it's like cigarette paper, really. Yeah, so I'm going to do a random... Oh, we've got John there. Lovely. So I'm going to do a random flicker. I'm going to go through it. I'm not going to look. Take a random page, this one. So I'm going to read the first bit. So, right, I'm going to go from there. So there's a capital letter there. Oh, you can't really see, but anyway. So this is from Romans 7. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth. For the woman which hath a husband is bound by the law to her husband, so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. Slightly sexist. I don't know what that portends to. But I'm getting married next year, so it could be something to do with that. It's worked. Yes. Yeah, getting married. I haven't told anyone on here yet, so that's going to be next... When is it? October. So quite close, the week before Halloween. So yes, stay tuned for an episode from our wedding. I did consider the possibility of setting up like my phone as a live stream the whole thing, but in a little booth, and then people would come and say hello or something like that. Probably won't do that. Maybe wood from the cross. Who knows? I'm picking up some in there. There's always a bit of wood there, but yeah. I was glad to. It was a nice experience sniffing that. to know that that was presented when I was a little baby, and now at the mature age of 44, I'm sniffing the hell out of it. I mean, that means something, surely. Oh, cheers, Robin. Cheers, Worm Master. Yeah. Yeah, so, what is it? So, we've been engaged for 5 years, I think. Would have done it before, but obviously COVID got in the way, fucked that off. So, yeah, but it's going to happen now. So, yeah, lovely. Who wants to come? Oh, goodness. Okay, it's time to change the music, I think. That's run its course. Oh, I love this song. So, if any of you watched the video I released earlier today, I showed a map, a fantasy map, for my book that's coming out in the new year. And one of the districts is called Dilly Dilly, and that was taken from this song, Lavender by Marillion. This may trip the YouTube thingamajog and get me booted off, but it's worth it. Play it, you fuck. There you are. I'll pull up. Pull up? Sorry, I've already lost the train of thought here. I'll pull up. Okay, for the wedding. Come on then. You'll see the dilly dilly bit in a minute, or you hear it. Oh, just lost a viewer. Some people don't like hearing dilly dilly. I've found that before. So in this district in the book, if I ever visit it in a future story, it's a place where people like to say dilly dilly, and they probably say it after every sentence or something like that. So it drives certain people mad. That's the idea behind that one. But I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Small or big wedding? Relatively small, it should be said. Yeah, it's about budgetary constrictions. Oh, hello. Sorry. Robin's off. Yeah, good night, Robin. Cheers for dropping by. I'll let you know if you've won the book, another book. Yeah, thanks for dropping by. Thank you. Yeah, relatively small actually. So yeah, it's going to be in a hotel. So, oh man, what I wanted. Oh, hello, is someone else here? Weed smoking? Huh? No. No, just drinking ale and no, it's just vape. Nicotine. Hello, Loxley. Have you just stumbled in out of the nether regions, or do you know this channel, or what? Let me know. Yeah, so it's going to be a relatively small affair in a hotel. We both wanted to do like in a field with a barn and all that kind of stuff, but they wanted it was like $5,000 just for the field. That's before you put anything in the bloody thing. Yeah. So yeah, and then the hotel version, you pay that much and you get loads. So it was that in the end. It's unfortunate because I was going to have a maypole set up so we could do like various pagan dances. Hello. Yes, is that yes? You just stumbled in. I think it is. Oh, thank you for dropping by. Yeah, sorry, this won't make much sense to you. So I review books and occasionally dress up as a monk, wizard, and sniff books and the like. So yeah, you might not like that. Yeah, so it's a shame. I would have liked to have done that, but here we are. You wanted jousting. I mean, if I'd had my way, we'd have all been dressed up in medieval gear. Vanessa wasn't into that side of things. Unfortunately. Oh, that's bloody nice of you. Oh, thank you, Loxley. Sir Loxley? You're not Robin Hood, are you? That's very nice of you to do that. Thank you. Now that's unheard of. Normally I have these things and never get a subscriber, so it's very nice of you. Thank you. So Loxley, where do you live, sir? I'm assuming you're a sir, but if not, you've just been entered into a competition. So everyone that leaves a comment here, they go into the satanic cactus. So I'm going to put you down as Loxley, and if you win, you win a book. So we'll do a Loxley Limited. There we go. There we are, there's Loxley. There you are. So fold you up, pop you in. Okay, in you go. Yeah, and so a bit later we'll fish out the names. There's 3 books to give away, so one of these. One of mine. Ah, lovely. Oh, it's going. Right, so next song. Any suggestions? Let me know. Ooh, I want to play one of those, but I think it will get. Let's put a bit of Genesis on. This might trigger it as well. Okay, here we go. Ooh, from Trick in the Tail album. Yeah, I've got no way of knowing if we get cut off here, but there we are. Try Cumbria? What do you mean? Is that a song? Or is that for jousting? Have you ever seen there's a sport? It's kind of it's like knights fighting each other, bashing the shit out of each other, but they've got kind of softer weapons. I'm sure I saw that on YouTube once. Really go for it. Don't know what it's called. It's not LARPing, it's music. Sorry. Okay, Cumbria. Is that the band name, is it? I'll play it straight after this. This is going down nicely. Oh, hello! It's Unstoppable. Thanks for dropping by. Right, so you've just been entered into a competition unwittingly. So everyone that comments on here. Ah, right, it's a genre, is it? Cumbria. I didn't know that was a genre. Ye old celery fighting with sticks of celery. No, it wasn't that, but that would also be quite fun to watch. Right, Unstoppable. What's your name, sir? I'll put Unstoppable, but so yeah, later on we're going to fish out some names, and one of you get to win. Well, there's 3 books to be given away here. I know what you're talking about. Can't remember the name. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it's worth looking up because I just thought, fuck, I want to be there. Will. Okay, Will. I'll pop that down as well. Will. Okay. Good luck, sir. You are in the cactus pot. Yeah, I've got 3 books to give away. Celebrating 500 subscribers. That's what it's all about. Appreciate it, bro, but no need to enter me. I'm going to buy it. Well, no, you're in. That's a fair mix. So if you end up winning it, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's very nice of you to offer to buy it, though. But yeah, don't worry. If you win, that's that. No problem. Ooh. If I win, I'll just buy it anyway. Okay. Oh wow, that's very nice of you. Well, what I'll do is I'll sign these anyway, so you can keep that one maybe. I'll do a little picture in there or whatever you like. But yeah, what I was going to do was, so I had a number of these books printed off, and I was going to like leave them in places for people to find and put in the bin. So I was gonna give it to there's a nice second-hand bookshop down the road. I was gonna give it to them. Do you want this one? Do you want this book here? Do you smoke, pipe, or just vape? Just vape. Yeah, these days. So I used to have a pipe, but I never smoked it. I occasionally smoke cigars, but I used to be a smoker. I used to roll up cigarettes, but that was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. I'm onto the old vape now. The only problem is I find that with vaping, it's far better for it. I mean, I don't cough very much. I feel much better for it, but I do tend to do it more. So, I used to smoke, I'd go outside and just have one cigarette, but now I'm just like puffing away. So I don't know if it's any more healthy if you're breathing it more or less as much as you would oxygen. How big is the titular story? Well, funnily enough, there isn't a story called Dark Matter in there. I just called it Dark Matter because I thought they're all of a kind of darker science fiction, I suppose, the borderline horror at times. So the first one's called Last Man. It's about an astronaut that gets possessed by some kind of alien thing. Apartment, about a futuristic apartment. Testament, I'll just say them. Wonder World, The Fairfield Seekers, and Children of Trappist 5. So they're all quite different things, but what I was thinking of doing is a series of short story compilations, and so each one would be a take on dark, so like Dark Star or Dark whatever, but that's as far as I've got. Dark Matter. It's called HEMA, Medieval Jousting. Thanks very much for looking that up. Yeah, check it out. If any of you are interested in medieval stuff. HEMA, yes, it's really fun. So they really go for it. They're smacking the hell out of each other. Science fiction, horror, yes, I would say so. Each story has a kind of a dark bent. So the first one, Last Man, is kind of pure horror. It's a man, he's possessed by this alien but kind of goes mad and ends up killing people. But some of them, like Testament, it's about a GP back in the 80s, and it seems to be the last sane human left on Earth, and he's writing his last kind of piece of his thoughts, if you will, on the side of his house using black markers. It's about an alien invasion, so it's kind of a dark topic, but isn't strictly speaking horror. But yeah, there's a dark edge to each story. They don't really have nice endings, let's put it that way. I've read Dark Matter up to Wonder World. That's very nice of you, Christus. Wonder World. Right, so you've read a fair bit. Yeah. Oh, you've read half of it. Yeah. Yeah, thanks very much. Right, tell you what, let's try. So Cumbria, I think you said. Cumbria? Cumbria. Don't think this is what you were aiming for, but this is what I'll play. This probably isn't what you intended, but there we go. Horror is versatile though. You can slip it in anything, indeed, yes. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely science fiction, but I do enjoy the darker side of things often. Unpleasantness, but not too unpleasant. Just things that, so like Wonderworld, for example, that's similar to, I based it was inspired by Christopher Priest's Inverted World. So in that one, you know, the rules are free concept in itself, and yet it's not really horror at all. But the idea is horrific. Yeah, I really like that. I think you can have really scary stuff in science fiction. It doesn't necessarily, it's nothing to do with monsters or whatever, or supernatural stuff. Testament is good. Oh, thank you. Yes, for sure. Yeah, I was referencing, certainly inspired by Roadside Picnic with that one, yeah. I just wanted to suggest an alien invasion that couldn't really be described, something that was so weird. You know, I didn't want flying saucers landing and aliens gambling about. I wanted it just to be weird, and this doctor just doesn't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, in fact, but that was inspired by a dream I once had. Yeah, so I had this dream where I had some really fucked up dreams, but in this one, I think there's a young couple having sexual intercourse just on the road, in the middle, you know, obviously a bit mad, and then suddenly this massive geometric shape just came down from the sky and just severed them in half, and that was kind of the genesis of that story. So it's just pure dream, really. I might actually put a physical copy. I have to clear out my Kindle with Calibre. It's a pain. Ah, yes, okay. Yeah, well, yeah. You might win a physical copy here, so you can leave your Kindle alone for a bit. I've got a Kindle as well, but I very rarely use it, to be fair. You can't sniff a Kindle. Well, you can sniff it once, but it's always the same. It's like an absolute incompatibility between humans and other life forms. That's right, yes. Ah, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, no problem. Yes, exactly. There's something I saw recently that referenced that idea. What was that again? Well, yes, so that Bird Box by Josh Malerman, that was playing with that idea, really, wasn't it? So to see these entities was to go instantly mad, because we were on completely different planes of existence, potentially. So you spent your early 20s in Japan. What was that like? Crikey. Yes, yeah, so I lived there for a year. So I was 21 when I went over there. So that was it was just after the World Trade thing. So it was, what was that? Was that 2000 or 2001? 2001. That was when I was 21 anyway. Yeah, and I was living up in the mountains of Okayama, in the middle of nowhere, little village. Complete culture shock. I mean, that's a cliche term to use when people go to Japan, but that really was. I mean, the internet then was still a fledgling entity, it must be said. I mean, obviously it was quite well established by that point, but we had very little communication then. I was reliant on getting letters from home. Couldn't call because it was too expensive. Emails were it was almost impossible to get them and receive them, to send them and receive them. So I felt very isolated there. And other than, so I was living with kind of host parents. They could speak English, but no one else could. So I was the only Englishman, well, in a very large area. And yeah, but it was a very interesting time. There was also a horrible thing that happened. I'm not going to talk about that here, but yeah, it was good and bad, but it was a formative year for me, for sure. Then 2 years later, I went back for a couple of months, and I cycled across the whole country. When I used to love cycling, so I cycled across there, and I wrote. I've got a book about that. I wrote about that. Yeah, that was quite an adventure. I almost died one day, but luckily it all worked out okay. Did you become a samurai? Good God, no. I encountered a farmer in a village nearby. I don't know how far away. I cycled there once. And this farmer looked like Keanu Reeves, a Japanese version, shall we say. And he was a jiu-jitsu kind of teacher. So I had dreams then of learning jiu-jitsu from him and becoming a kind of Steven Seagal type character. That didn't happen. But it could have. But I went to their dojo once, and that was up in the mountains, and it was like amazing. I thought, right, fucking hell, this is it now. I'm in a film. I'm Karate Kid, or something like that. But I never went back there. It was too far away. I couldn't get there. There was a really nice young woman that was there as well, and she had this great big bow staff. And I thought, crikey, we could get married. Didn't pan out that way. I tell you, it's interesting. I think it's inevitable that if you go somewhere that you've always dreamed of going, so I'd always wanted to go to Japan, you go there with certain preconceptions of what things are going to be like. You're going to be Daniel-san. You're going to experience all these things, and it's all going to be, chocolate box style versions of Japan. It's not like that. In fact, what happened out there was completely crazy, but yeah, good and bad. Kung Fuing monk. Could have been. Yeah, we never got that far, unfortunately. Okay, we are really going. We're in Spain now, by the looks of it. Let's try something else. Yeah, suggestions for music, let me know, and I'll pop it on. Did you get your heart broken? No, it was... I don't really want to dampen the atmosphere, but let's just say someone died while I was over there. Someone in Japan. Yeah. But I tell you what, well, I'll tell you another time. Message me or something and we'll get down to it. But, and it's in the book. There you go, buy my book. But yeah, it was a tragic event, and yeah. Yeah, it was just a freak accident. No, don't worry. It's no problem. No, honestly, it's fine. Just, yeah, don't like thinking about it. Well, I'm over it. I mean, that was, over 20 years ago now. But yeah, I'll talk about it another time. In fact, I think there's another video, one of my early ones on here. I think I talk about it. Yeah. Buy the book for the full story, indeed. Who says I'm not very good at marketing? Eh? I'm absolutely terrible at it, actually, but there you go. There's one way of doing it. Yeah, but yeah, it was cool. I mean, the countryside was amazing where I live. So as I said, we're up in the mountains, forested mountains. So as far as you could see, it's just mountains, massive mountains with forest, pine forest. often the only way to see the sky was to look up. That was the only way. But at night, it was so clear you could see the Milky Way. I'd never seen the Milky Way before. That was the first time ever. It was like, fucking hell, this is incredible. And there was a river that went beside the house. There'd be frogs chirping and fireflies. I mean, it was really idyllic, really. Yeah, and supposedly there was a trail behind further up the road. We actually walked it once, and someone had seen the ghost of the samurai actually up there. I never saw anything personally, but there we are. It was all going on there, all going on. I was going to write a book about that experience actually, that whole year, because I kept quite a detailed diary at the time. Sounds magical, yeah. I mean, at the time when you're living through something like that, you don't realise the enormity of it until later, really. But yeah, all kinds of things happened. You know, strange things, sad things, really lovely things. It was such a mixture. Yeah, it's a lovely country and lovely people. Yeah, and I've made friends, you know, since then. Made friends. A really good friend of mine, Takashi. We've stayed friends ever since. So he was apprentice carpenter at the time, and he was learning from a furniture maker, a master furniture maker. We got to know each other, and our language was terrible. You know, I could hardly speak Japanese, and he spoke a bit more English, but just became friends instantly. It's so amazing the power of, well, friendship can transcend language barriers. It's such an interesting thing. Now, obviously, with like Google Translate, we have, you know, really, we can communicate more easier now. But it's amazing how you can make do with very little language. Yeah, so the first day I met him, he just said, "Oh, well, just follow me." You know, I followed him down the street, down to this little tiny kind of hut of a house, tiny little thing, traditional. Must have been really old. And his wife was there. Well, they weren't married at the time, because I went to his wedding a few years later, and she was there, and we all had a drink together. It was really lovely. The first meeting. Just spontaneous, you know. I just love that. Oh, no you don't. Sorry, I missed the thread of where that was. I think it's related to you don't notice at the time, you don't realise at the time what you're experiencing. But the beauty of that setting, yeah, it's something that I often think about. Yeah, there's something about it. There was a kind of, I think the other problem is that there's the tendency or the temptation to read things into things that may not have existed even. Because I remember sometimes I hated being there, but that was obviously to do with other things that was going on at the time. And at times I didn't find the environment beautiful at all, because it felt so isolated, and the mountains felt as though they were kind of pinning me in, you know, containing me. But I learnt to love it. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so as I said, just going back to when I did the ride, I almost died one day, and that's not an exaggeration. The problem is, so Japan is like 80% mountains, so most of the population live around the edges where it's flatter. And so I was following the path of least resistance, shall we say. I didn't want to go over too many mountains, but sometimes it was inevitable. And the only way through mountains sometimes were these fucking tunnels. And the Japanese are really good at tunnels. Bloody long tunnels, but they are death traps to cyclists. You're not really supposed to be through them, or they're not considered when they make them, so there's no space for you really. And one time I was going through one, and it's just, not only can you not see, I mean, I was riding. I couldn't even see my hands on the handlebars. It was that dark. The road was really wet and just full of crap. And there's a bloody great lorry bearing down on me, and it kind of amplifies the sound. Just at that moment, I lost control of my bike, and it just went all over the place. I lost control of the handlebars, and if I'd fallen at that point, I would have just got completely run over, because this lorry driver did not give a shit and was just going for it. I would have just, oh man, it was so scary. Oh, and I had a dream the next night when I was in my tent, because I was kind of rough camping along the way. I had this dream that I had been hit and my head had come off. You're still being formed too, yeah. 20s can be like a second puberty. Yes. Yeah, it was scary. No, you're right. At the time, when you're in your early 20s, you almost think you're old, don't you? You think, oh, I should be doing this by now, I should be doing that. But in actual fact, you're still so young. I mean, I look back on that time, I think, fucking hell, mate, to experience those kind of things then was so powerful. And, you know, I didn't really have the mentality to be able to deal with a lot of the stuff that was going on. I would struggle now, but then it was, wow. And invincible. Yeah, that's a good point. I was only saying to Vanessa the other day, I kind of shudder sometimes thinking about that bike ride I did, because I just wouldn't do it now. It's just too. It was pretty dangerous at times, and I had no one knew where I was. They never knew where I was back home. I mean, now you'd have your phone with you, you'd have GPS and all that. No one knew. Sometimes I wouldn't be able to contact home for like almost a week. They had no idea where I was. It was, yeah, kind of crazy, really. I used to do mountain biking, but I wasn't a fan of the downhills. Okay. So off-road scenario, yeah. I've never really done that. I used to love road racing, or road cycling. So I had a kind of a hybrid tourer bike, halfway between a road bike and a mountain bike, I suppose. Very lightweight thing at the time. And then some bastard stole it. So when I moved here, I had it padlocked to the only place I could store the bike was outside. Some railings, and someone used some bolt cutters and stole it. And it's so sad, because I carried that bastard thing, all across Japan. I did thousands of miles in this country as well, and then some shit did that. And since returning from Japan, I'd kind of rebuilt the bike. So I did it all myself. It was like a major project. And then someone fucking stole it. Hellish. But there we are. Ne'er-do-wells. Yeah, it's a bugger. But what can you do? What can you do? So I've had 3 bikes stolen now in the past. That was the third and final. I'm never getting another bike because my knee's shagged, so I can't cycle anymore. Okay, so last ale is being uncorked, shall we say. This one's the chestnut one. I like the way you think there, me old mate. Maybe they broke their neck on it. That's exactly what I was hoping. I know it's not a very nice thing to think, but I thought at least break a leg. You bastards. Fucking hell. Right, so this one's a chestnut flavoured one. Best enjoyed cool at 13 degrees. Oh, I don't know about this. It doesn't smell very nice. That's wet socks after a long walk. Slightly cheesy. Karma will get them. Yeah, I reckon it will. I mean, yeah, it's got to, hasn't it? Right, cheers everyone. My last ale. Good. Good lord. Yeah. There is some chestnut going on there, but the way it smelt is the way it tastes. Ah, yeah, cheers mate. Clink. Cheers. I for sure almost broke mine on the bike. Oh shit, you fell off, did you? Oh hell. I've fallen off loads of times. In fact, both my wrists have been broken from falling off bicycles. Don't laugh, but I have a throwing stand in my room bolted to an old desk. Is that for wheel rims? Is that what you mean? I never got into that. I didn't want to touch it with a barge pole. Turns out my head is quite bouncy. Well, that's lucky. Trim the spokes. Yes. I always used to take it to the shop for that because I didn't think I'd be able to do it. Yes. Yeah, because I often used to, you can't odds it. Occasionally the wheel rims go out, don't they, if you hit potholes and things. Yeah, it's quite a skill, I would say. They used to charge quite a bit for truing the wheel, but it's so sweet when they got it done. So you use a lot of, when it's rubbing against the brake pads and that, when it's wobbling. Pain in the ass. I broke my wrist. In a fight. Really? It's easy. I should have got into that. Too late now. Fucking hell, a fight? What happened there? I've never been in a fight. Yeah. I've got a metal bar in there. Shit. I got the same. I've got a titanium bolt in this one, and it's gone wrong. Right, you need to tell a little story here. How did this fight come about? Oh, that's good. I'm glad yours is okay. Normally it's fine, isn't it, after surgery, but whichever cretin did mine, they really fucked it up. And so, day before yesterday I did some painting. I haven't done painting for a while. I did about 3 hours or so. And yeah, yesterday and today my wrist is really quite painful, and that's just because I was painting. It's such a pain in the ass. One of the things I love doing, and it does that, but what can you do? You can't do anything, you just got to keep going. I have to be ultra careful now, so I'm right-handed, but I do everything, almost everything in my left hand now. Almost everything. Literally. And if I don't, I'm in trouble. And so it's got to the point now where, for the first time ever, I was at Sainsbury's shopping a couple of weeks ago, and I was struggling with my basket because I was trying to I use my elbows instead of my wrists to do different things, so I look a bit and the checkout girl was like helping me with the basket because she saw that I was struggling, and I thought, that's it now, that's it. I had to lie when I went to the doctor. You weren't in a fight club of some kind, were you? Crikey. No, well, you say you're not proud of it. No, I mean, sometimes these things just happen. Yeah, it's not ideal. I'm hoping one day, right, this is my plan, right? I often dream about this. One of my books becomes a success and I make enough money that I can go private and they can sort my wrist out. That's my plan. Oh, you won but you lost. Okay, well, at least you won then. Ah, shit. Yeah, that must be scary. I've never, I mean, Yeah, I've been in situations where it could kick off. Yeah, but never actually. I know my friends. I had to go. We were out on a night out once, and I had to go home because I was completely shagged. And they stayed out, and they got into some brawl. So I was glad I wasn't there, because I'd have just been killed. What's the problem with your wrist? Mine turned out just fine. Okay, so I don't know which bone you broke. Manu Chao, King of the Bongo. Is that what the song is? Ah. Good call, mate. Fucking hell, you're on it. Yeah, you're quite right. Wow. Yes. Yeah. Which bone though? Mine was the scaphoid. And the trouble is, when it's a long story, but it was misdiagnosed. I told the doctor I've broken my scaphoid. The doctor didn't even know where the scaphoid bone was, blah blah blah. Anyway, long and short of it is, when they bolted the bone back together, they did it. Instead of the bone being like that, it's like that. So it's kind of displaced. And so it's rubbing somewhere, and I think it's causing, I'm probably going to get arthritis there. Oh, you know the song, eh? Do you speak French? You must do. Yeah, it was actually a clean break. It's just that it was put back together badly, and that was because it was misdiagnosed before and it displaced too far. Not through the skin. Okay. Are you sure it was a real doctor? Well, I did meet him in a back alley. No, well the thing is, I think they knew that I was threatening to sue them because it was malpractice. Yeah, it was negligence on the doctor. I'm not going to get into it now because it's just boring, but I had proof that they'd fucked up, and so they rushed. I said, look, if you don't sort this out soon, they said it. So I just started my master's degree in fine art. I was a few months into it and this happened. And they said, oh, you'll have to have an operation. We're not going to be able to do it for 6 months at least. I said, I've just started this, blah, 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 blah. And so they panicked and they said, right, we'll get it done. We'll get it pushed forward. So they did it like in a week or 2 weeks, which is unheard of in the NHS. But I just think they just thought, yeah, just do it quick. Done. I think maybe they rushed it, or I don't know. They just thought, right, get him out. And now I'm getting no end of trouble. But if I could sue him, I would. What's your range of movement? What are you asking me? I can do that. A joke. Okay, so I can bend it down, but I can't go up. I can't go up that way, and I can't go from side to side. So it's more or less locked, but I can do that. So there's not much you can do with that. Oh, you can take the Percocet because it made you puke. The painkillers, I take it. Oh. Your tendons took a while to get used to. Okay. Yeah, my tendons were okay. No, don't worry, it's fine. I'm used to it now. I'm used to the pain even. So I don't take any pain relief for this, but just... Yeah, okay, you didn't take any, no. I didn't take many either. Gave me a shot in the shoulder and put me under. Oh, okay, yeah, I had the same. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it didn't hurt. Bloody hell. Did they do yours with keyhole surgery? Because I had one keyhole and one cut open, so I've got quite a big scar on it. I've got got through it. I drank some alcohol at night. Okay. Self-medicating. Good man. Yeah. Oh, okay. I really like having a scar. It looks cool. I once met. Well, this was in Japan. There's this young, well, similar age, really nice young woman, and she was really enamoured of me because she thought that my scar was from self-harming. Good God. She went off me when I said it was a surgical scar. Couldn't take the perks. Okay, yeah, you gave them away. I don't know what I was given. I don't know what it was now. It was a strong form of paracetamol, or I can't remember now. It didn't hurt too much actually. I'm just used to pain. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, no. Oh, really? Oh, that's not good. You must have been allergic to it. Oh my Christ. If there's anyone watching, if you just drop down little hello, whatever, I'll put your name down for a chance to win a book. I've got 3 books to give away. There you go. You can say hello or you can say, well, whatever you like. I don't mind. If you bear with me just one moment, I need to go to the little girl's room. Yeah, it won't be long. Oh, how many people have left? Crikey. No one left. What's going on? Oh, I wouldn't quit. Ah, yes, the ale horn. Do you want me to fill it up, Rich? In fact, I'm just going to do it. I can't believe I didn't use it. Slightly wonky now. Let's get the old horn out. Hopefully no spiders have crawled into this since it's been on the bookshelf. Do it! Do it! Rich always begs for the horn. Don't blame him though, it's a fine horn. Look at that. Imagine that going up here. Oh. Right, let's pour this chestnut drink in here. In you go. Ooh. Cheers to all in a horn way. It's just head. Just fucking head. Have you played The Binding of Isaac? It's pretty good. Roguelike, yes. I haven't played it. Sorry. But my brothers have it. And I like watching YouTubers play it. So I watch it quite often actually. Yeah, it's a brilliant game. Really varied, isn't it? You can just keep playing it over and over again. It's always different. I've got it on my wish list on my Steam account, so I will purchase it if it ever goes down in price. But I've got some news here. I've bought a PlayStation 5. So, good God. I might do some PlayStation 5 footage. Excuse me, it's all this head. Yeah, so I'll probably do that next. I might even do another channel because my PlayStation account name. So back along, I was playing with my brothers. I don't have a PlayStation account, so I had to set one up. And so I called myself Jimmy the Cunt. So that's my official handle now in PlayStation ways. Cunt spelt with a K to get around those problems. So my next channel might be called Jimmy the Cunt. Specialising in PlayStation 5 footage. There we are. Got the head gone. Got the head down now. Yeah, so I really want to play the Witcher game, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Yeah. But I don't like fighting in games much because I'm not very good, so I'll probably just walk around looking at stuff. That's the plan. Remember, if you're watching this and you want a free book, or if you want the chance to win a book, say hello and I'll put your name in the cactus pot. What does it mean in British English when a guy calls another a cunt? Is it because he complains a lot? Well, oh, just play it in easy. Ah, yeah, I'll do it in easy mode. Yeah. Well, so I suppose it all depends. So, in Australia and New Zealand, cunt is used as a term of affection. He's a good cunt. Over here in the UK, it normally has a bad connotation. Yeah. There's no easy... Yeah, it's not a good word, really. But I think if it's all how you say it, isn't it? I mean, occasionally I'll say to someone, a friend, he's a good cunt. Referencing the Australian or the Antipodean use of the word. And it's all about how you use it, isn't it? If you say it in an aggressive way, I mean, it's not a very nice word, I know, but yeah, Jimmy the cunt. Yeah, I used to be. I think I used to be better at the old games. So the Commodore 64, the 8-bit, Amiga 16-bit. I was quite good on a 2D plane. As soon as things went 3D, I just became instantly an old man, and I just couldn't do it very well. But I try. What is considered cuntish? That's a question. Well, I mean, it's it's like the worst thing you can say, really. I would say. So it's pretty bad. I mean, if you're using it it's someone that's a complete bastard, really. It's just terrible. You would call them that then. I mean, I've called people that before in anger. I'm ashamed to say, but it didn't lead to a fight, so it's good. I think so. Yeah, there's no specific term. There's no specific situation or individual that would elicit the use of specifically the word "cum." It's more a choice, really. I mean, you choose your weapon of choice. I mean, cunt is right up there. I mean, it's almost nuclear weapons grade foul language, really, I would say. Sorry, I just had a flashback of calling someone something, but I very rarely use that word in aggressive ways these days. Yeah. To be fair, early 3D was kind of bonkers. Yes, the controls and camera didn't help. PlayStation 1 3D games, it was a feat of, you had to, I don't know, it was like sleight of hand tricks to move the camera sometimes. Like Gex 3D, that's one of them that springs to mind. Yeah, you're having to swing the fucking camera around and then trying to navigate complex platform shenanigans. I think I understand. I hate those flashbacks. I just want to live peacefully. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Sometimes I get stuck in a mindset and I start ruminating on just really negative things. I think I assume that's quite common. I don't think I'm alone in doing this. And you just start cycling through the worst moments in your life, and digging that crap up just to make yourself feel bad. It's weird. I don't get it. Yeah, good. It's not just me. I mean, another thing I hate is, you know, if you've gone out somewhere and you're drinking with people you don't really know very well, and the next morning when I wake up, I start recalling all the conversations I had and all the things I said, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't say that. You know, not horrible things, but just things you wouldn't normally say. So alcohol removes that kind of the barrier, a few of the barriers that you might have in social situations, and you start. Your first impulse upon waking, with all those barriers back up, is like, oh my god, I didn't say that, did I? Oh yeah, I did. I mean, to give an example, yes. I think it's part of being an introvert. I think so, yeah, because I'm one of them for sure. I don't really come across it as one, but outside of this scenario, I'm a complete hermit. But I do stupid stuff, so I sometimes if I think something's going to be funny, I'll just say it, and I can't help myself. There's no kind of I can't think. So recently, me and Vanessa, we went to meet this wedding coordinator at the hotel, talking about all the rigmarole of our wedding, and then we got through all that crap, and then she went, now. I always ask this with our, you know, whoever's going to be married here, where did you both meet? And I couldn't stop myself. Said, oh, we're both swingers, so we both met. Oh my god, it was terrible. And she didn't know what to do. She was like, and it wasn't good. It was funny. I mean, yeah. Vanessa didn't think it was funny, but she did see the funny side eventually. If it's going to be funny, you've got to take the chance, because I would have always regretted not saying that, because she set it up so perfectly. I thought, fuck yeah. How did you meet on on Tinder? Yeah. I mean, in some ways, it's an interesting question, I suppose, but it is also quite personal, and you could be opening a can of worms. I mean, what if we had been swingers? Yeah, we met down at down at the local dogging car park. Yeah. So I think I wanted to make her slightly uncomfortable. Also, I thought it was very unprofessional when she was kind of courting, you know, this wedding planner. She was chewing gum. I don't think that's very professional. I don't really give a shit, to be fair, but you know, it's quite a nice kind of hotel, and then the wedding planner comes out going, yeah, fuck, yeah, no good. Lovely girl there. That's quite nice. Her husband's funeral would have been good. You should have been there, mate. That's a good one. That's a better one. Praying the rosary helps me a lot. Other than mass, going shopping and occasionally going to dinner and spending time with my loved ones, I'm a hermit. Okay, too. That's my cope. Okay. Can only take the outside world in doses. Yes. We're cut from the same jib, if you will. Yeah, I don't like too many people being around. When I first started, when I was at art college, one of the first days went into the main studio, everyone sat at easels, and I walked in there and I walked right back out, and I just walked around the block and then came back in. I just couldn't deal with it. It was just too much. and I occasionally have that now. I find. So where we live in Exeter, we're right beside two kind of college campuses. College as in the English version, so it's kind of FE, further education, A level, that kind of thing. It's not degree level. But the pavements are just crawling with students, and I feel really, really uncomfortable walking amongst them. I'm just waiting for one of them to say, it's weird, I'm waiting for one of them to say something about me, even though I'm kind of nondescript. And it's amazing, when you go beyond the age of 40 as a man, you become almost invisible. It's quite nice, actually. It's nice and it's not nice. But yeah, people don't really notice you, which is I personally like it. But people, when you get into your 70s and 80s, you become truly invisible. I've noticed that. It's a horrible thing. Ageism is a thing. I can only take the outside in small doses. I reach my limit fast though. I have a low bandwidth with the outside world. That's a good way of putting it. I used to study fine art too. I dreaded figure drawing. Now that I quite enjoyed, but I get your meaning. It is quite confrontational, isn't it, when you're opposite a naked man or woman. I actually applied for a job to be a model for life drawing, but they never got back to me. I was desperate for money. One time I was drawing this girl, I was drawing her foot. She was totally naked and her toe twitched as I was drawing it. And she made this face. I wish I could just melt into the background. Not enough fat folds. Good God. On you. For texture. Okay. I was wondering where you were going to go with that then. But I tell you what, I had an encounter with a life drawing model. This is when I was at school. That's why you lost the job. I'll talk. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I'll get back to that. But this is at school, so I was doing A level. So this would be college, A level kind of. I was 17, 18. We had this life model, and one day it was really awkward because we're all around. You're all around in a ring with all your easels, and she sat herself right opposite me with her legs open wide. I didn't know what to do. You can't draw that. Not as a 17-year-old. I was like, but I think I did draw it, but it was hellish because I thought not only is she aware that I'm looking at her fanny and drawing it, but everyone else around me knows that her fanny is looking at me and I'm looking at her fanny and I'm drawing her fanny and they're looking at the drawing of her fanny on my... It was a hellish situation. I mean, you don't want to be obvious, but you have to... Exactly. The idea is to keep your eyes on them, not the canvas. Yeah, so I know what you mean. If you're staring too intently at the canvas, it means that you've been unfazed by her presence or his presence. I've drawn quite a few naked men as well. Although unfortunately, the last one I remember the last male nude model I drew when I was at college had his back to me. I wanted to draw his knob. Right, when we do contour drawing, okay, they force you to trace the shape without looking. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've done various drawing exercises in the past, those kind of things, playing around. Like, doing 5-minute drawings, 1-minute drawing, 30-second drawings. Often those really quick drawings are far more interesting than the more considered ones. Did the fanny look back at you? Yes, and it winked. It was scary. I mean, I'm not being horrible. I'm not being horrible here. She was a very attractive young woman, but no, I can't say. I've got to be careful here. No, she was let's say, so back then she would have been considered a bohemian, shall we say. She had lots of hair. I didn't know what was going on. It scared me. Are you a taxi driver, Jim? Well, I used to be a taxi driver, Mike. Where have you come from? Right, so I've got to add you to the cactus pot for a chance to win a book. So, right, I'm calling you Michael. I'm going to call you Michael. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, I used to be a taxi driver. Now I'm a school run driver, but I've got a taxi license, so yeah, I just do the same route every day. For special needs children. That's your name? It's in the pot. Yeah, I used to be a taxi driver. Quite an interesting time that was. Had some interesting fellows. One of them shit on my taxi seat. Okay, yes. Goodbye, Wormmaster. Thanks for dropping by. I'll do the names later. If you're one of them, I'll let you know. Thanks for popping in. Sorry about the talk about fannies and that. It's gone off piste. Did the fanny burp? Oh fuck. No, it didn't. No, it played ball, shall we say. Nothing untoward happened. Other than the fact that it was trying to suck my eyeballs out of my sockets. But I was a photo major. I still had to take the foundation courses. I see, yes. Similar thing happens here. You do a kind of carousel just to make sure you're doing the right subject. So yeah, we used to, back in the day, typically it was like graphics, fine art, photography, fashion. Yeah. Then you choose your specialism. It was such a cool time though. I really loved it. A behemoth. It was a bohemian behemoth. No, she was actually, classically proportioned, I would say. She's very nice. I don't know how to put it. You've got to be so careful about how you say things these days. But she looked really good, proportionally. Just certain things were, I don't know. You said you're driving for a living. Yes. Driving for a living, yes. So I a kind of a school run driver for special needs children. So we have special schools and I'm one of the drivers. So the council pays for drivers to take these children because these schools are few and far between and these children live quite far away. So there's no buses to get there. So there are bespoke drivers, service to get children to these schools. So I'm one of them. But it's quite a long drive. So I'm doing about 6 hours a day driving. When we weren't drawing people, we had to draw the old leather saddle. Oh god, that's a bleak subject. I've drawn all manner of things, but I've never drawn a saddle. I'm trying to think what we used to have like some old skulls, like animal skulls. Yeah. It's great practice. Thanks for the response, Jim. No problem, mate. All kinds of stuff. Skulls. Absolutely love drawing skulls. Horns, yes, if there's a horn attached, I'll draw the fucker. Got a horn here. Plants, yes, plants. Penises. I mean, I've probably drawn about 1 billion penises in my life, but just the cartoon sort. I don't think I've eyeballed a penis and drawn it. Penis. Yeah, it's an awkward thing to draw. I remember, so that time I told you about, I got the back of him, I drew his ass. I saw some of my friends drawing the meat and two veg, and I was jealous, but I was also quite thankful because some of them butchered it. Oh, that's right. I was saying, yeah, so I did apply to be a life model once. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but it kind of excited me at the time. I thought it might be quite interesting. But as you say, at the time I was as skinny as a rake. I don't think I would have made a very interesting life model. Typically, it's more interesting if you've got a bit more meat on the bone, so to speak. And yeah, I would have just been a stick figure. I would have been quite easy to draw. Yeah. Also considered going to a nudist. Yeah, it makes me sound like a complete pervert, but I'm not. I liked, when I was living in Bath, I quite liked the idea of nudism, and I thought it would be quite freeing to be around other nude people. I never did it, but you know, it's one of those random ideas I have, which for an introvert is quite odd, I know. But the fact that I never did it suggests that I probably never would have done it, but I like the idea. Just imagine a turtle peeping out of a bush. Yes, that would do it. What about hellish penis-shaped creatures? Interestingly, right? Half-time pervert. Yeah, I'm sure I come across as a bit of a dubious fellow sometimes. But I'm going to do a special video soon about penises. That's all I'm saying, but it's going to be really interesting. It's almost going to be a documentary, but related to science fiction. Now, that's all I'm going to say. It's interesting, just on the notion of the word pervert. I mean, I remember before the internet, the idea of being a pervert was anything sexually deviant or something abnormal, I suppose. But abnormal back in the day was things that now seem completely tame, if you will. Being a pervert now is different to being a pervert back in the day. That's my thought for the day. Hashtag pervert. If you want the music change, let me know and I'll do it. Yeah, we're on 2 hours 20 minutes. Some of you are absolute troopers for staying all this time. I don't know how you do it. It's very kind of you. Please do go to bed if you wish. I don't want to keep anyone up. It feels gratuitous for me to be sat here keeping you all here. I'm sorry. I won't. I was going to say I won't do this again, but I probably will. I just like chilling with my homies. Are you allowed to say homie? I think so. I don't know. I know I'm just repeating myself, but if you're watching me at this moment and you haven't said hello, please do, and you'll have the chance to win a book. A bloody amazing book. Speaking of the fanny, was it happy being dragged along to an art session? Well, so when I was at school, so A levels, it was a compulsory component of A level art. So we had to draw from Hello, Ben Devereaux. Hello, nice to see you here. I'm adding your name to the mix. Yeah, so sorry. It was a compulsory component, so we had to attend the life drawing classes. I absolutely loved it. To be fair, I didn't care who they were. I just loved doing it. It was really hard, but it really improved drawing. I'm adding your name to the mix, Ben Devereaux, and there it is. I think I butchered your name there, but there you go, Ben Devereaux. Yeah, it was so much fun. I've quite fond memories of those fannies. No, but it was. And then at art college, there was a kind of section where it was just implemented just for old time's sake. I mean, at this point, a lot of people were doing like conceptual art. They weren't artists in the traditional sense. So some of them couldn't even draw. And I remember some of them were like really resentful having to do life drawing. They didn't want to do it because they just wanted to do like video art or whatever. I absolutely loved it, and it was we had 3 different models I think at the time. But I'll tell you what, I would highly recommend doing it if you haven't done it before. Just to attend a class. It's really fun. There's something about drawing someone else. There's a connection between you. Of course, there's also the kind of embarrassment of the fact that sometimes they like walking around to look at what you've done. That's a bit embarrassing. I went on holiday to America. That was almost 20 years ago. My girlfriend at the time, we were staying with her family, and her uncle liked painting, and so he attended a life drawing class. So I went with him one time, and I drew someone then. That was quite fun. Oh, it was such a nice. That class was so. It was such a nice feeling. Everyone was so friendly. I find Americans very friendly people, I must say. I think the British are far more, obviously, traditionally far more reserved. We're not really that friendly, really. Americans, though, bloody hell. I'll be walking down a sidewalk, and then some random stranger would just wave to you and say, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "You fucking mad?" I mean, in our country, that wouldn't happen, but it's really nice, I must say. Rich, now you're talking. Right, I'm going to do a drunken painting session, but not today. Drawing is meditative. Yes, it certainly is. That's the problem, right? I'm not going to get into it now, but with AI art, there's this major war going on between traditional artists and AI art proponents. And I think the thing that the AI users are missing out is that kind of meditative aspect of art creation. They're just getting an instant fix every time, but they're not working through. There's something so. I mean, at times it can be stressful, but it's also there's something more going on there when you're really eyeballing something and working through problems and solving them and coming out with something that's completely original. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's used, isn't it, as a therapeutic method? Yeah. Oh, it's Ben. I just watched your vid from earlier. I had no idea you also have a game channel. I'll check that. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Yes. Yeah, there's over 200 videos over there. I mean, the quality of my videos on this channel is bad enough, but over there it's a fairly low level of hell over there. But it's fun though. I enjoy doing it, and yeah. Long form content, that's what I'm all about. I've always ever since I started doing this, I prefer, like what we're doing now in a way, you know, it's like someone with you in a way, you know, rather than cutting all the time, edits. The modern, a lot of YouTubers tend to cut the shit out of their videos to make it more snappy, I suppose, more immediate. But there's a greater distance then between the person and the viewer. I don't like that. And things like TikTok and Reels on Instagram is making people's attention span even shorter. It's such a shame. I'm one of them that suffers from that. But thanks for checking it out. Thank you. Do you own a Steam Deck? No, I don't. No, I do it all through my computer. They're quite expensive, aren't they? I did look at them. But yeah, I can't afford that. I just had to bloody fix my car, and that was bad enough. I could have bought, I don't know, 2 Steam Decks for that. It's ridiculous. That car was perfectly fine. Although a wheel could have fallen off at any time. Oh, thanks for everyone for coming over this evening. It's been a wonderful conversation that we're having. It's a shame that we can't all be together, you know, talking in real time, rather than me just doing, you know, just talking. But there we are. That's what it is. And we're in Spain, I think, at the moment. I'm going to put something else on, I think. Something a bit more relaxing as we're heading towards midnight. I'll probably end it at midnight, actually. I thought I'd just do 3 hours. Maximum. Best we can do. Yes. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, I know it's limited, isn't it? Just commenting, but yeah, it's really cool. You've been supplying me with fodder, or not fodder, but things to talk about. The worst nightmare is coming on here and no one being there, and then I just kind of curl into a ball and just into a fetal position and start mumbling. No one wants that. Right, let's think. That's a good time to pause it. Right, I'm going to put on, I tell you, I want some Depeche Mode, but I'm just wondering whether it's going to... Okay, so just in case it cuts, thanks everyone for coming. Hopefully it will carry on longer, but I'm just going to play some Depeche Mode now, if you don't mind. Oh, yeah. You're not alone, bro. Ah, thanks very much. Yeah, I don't feel alone. Thank you very much. You've all kept me company. Yeah, there's always that slight tremor of fear that I will be alone. Right, so I'm going to pluck 3 names in a moment from here. Damn, this brings back some memories. Ah, yes. This is one of my favourite songs from Depeche Mode. It was used on the series, The Last of Us. Any of you seen that? Started watching it today. At the end of the first episode, this song plays. Oh my god! It gave me wood! Wow, not heard this tune for ages. Fuck yeah! You'll be wanting to play this every day now. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's. I mean, I've heard a lot of hype about this series. I must say, I'm slightly underwhelmed at this point, but we've only watched 2 episodes. Second episode was better than the first episode, and I think it may get better. But I just think a lot of people are just wooed by the post-apocalyptic aesthetic, and it's done really well, but it just seems a bit slow for me, for my liking. But, yeah, what can you do? Right, I tell you, no time like the present. I'm going to pluck some names now. So, grasp your satanic candles firmly and let's pluck a name from the cactus. Right, here we go. First one. There's no dodginess going on here. Right, here we go. This is the first one. Hello, Vicar. Christus. I mean, you said you already got it, but if you want this, if you let me know right now, if you want this, you're getting it, and I'm going to sign it, and I'm going to write a little erotic story or something just for you. Let me know if you want it. Have you seen the girl with all the gifts? No, I have not. What is it? What is it about? And where can I see it? Do you want this book, mate? Because it's yours. So that's the first one. Next name coming up. For real? Right, it's yours, mate. So my email is on my, you know, on the YouTube channel. Just email me your address and I'll send it, yeah. Let me know what you want inside. Right, next one. Number 2. It's only Ben Devereaux who's just come on here, you lucky devil. Ah, yeah. Again, if you email me your address, I'll sling you the book. Well done. Okay, one more to come. On Netflix, maybe. Some same themes as The Last of Us. Okay, okay. He wants. Okay, so right, Christus. He wants a erotic story and a signed. He wants my signature as well, I assume. You're going to get that. Ben, what do you want? Do you want me to just sign it, or do you want an erotic story penned in the beginning? I can make it happen. Right, last one. Here it is. Apologies for those who haven't won. Fuck you know. Evil spirit took it out of my hand. Here it comes. It's Rich. Retro Engine Rich. Hello, Vicar. Right, do you want an erotic story, Rich? Ah, yeah. Wonderful. Well, I'm really glad it's the 3 people that have been chatting quite a bit. Unfortunately, Unstoppable, you weren't one of them. Ah, it's a shame. Unfortunately, I've only got 3 though, but damn. Ah, yes, right, that's great. I never usually win anything. A story, thanks, why not? It will be erotic in nature. But yeah, it's going to happen. I have it on Kindle and real book, so really want someone else to have. Oh, really? Are you sure, Rich? This is opening up new possibilities here. Oh, mate. Rich has got a heart of gold. Okay, I think that's what he wants. Oh. You're a bloody nice bloke. Right, here we go. So the last one, Rich has kindly relinquished his... Oh, look at that. For definite. Here we go. This is the last one. Let's open it up. Oh my goodness, it's Worm Master. He's already bit the dust, but we'll have to let him know. Okay, so Worm Master's got one. He's going to get an erotic story in the beginning, whether he likes it or not. But let me know if you don't want an erotic story. Let me know. You know, I'll just sign it. I mean, it's only because I've had a few ales. I'm giving that extra service if you want it. Cheers, Rich. You are a man amongst, no, a prince amongst men. Yeah, is that one? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I'll burn your name on the satanic candle and hopefully it will give you a wish. Oh, that was cool. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Right, so Christus, Worm Master, and Ben. Right. Those books will be winging their way to you shortly. At some point. Lovely. All hail Rich. He is bloody good bloke. Cheers. Oh, this chestnut brew is it's fucking hard to drink, I'll tell you that now. No offence, Vanessa. She won't watch this, but... So there's a Christmas market in Exeter at the moment. So it's covering the whole of the Cathedral Green. Fantastic. Cheers. You're welcome, mate. Truly deserved. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, so we have a Christmas market, and I think there was a stall there selling these kind of interesting ales. They charge a hell of a lot. But apparently the ground rent for one of those little fucking log, you know, Germanic style log cabins is £4,000 for 1 month. Seems very high. Hence why they have to sell them for so much. I think it's like £4 for that. It's not too bad. I mean, it's almost a pint. Perhaps a chestnut that's been fermenting under a corpse. Yeah. The trouble with a horn is that you can't put the fucker down. You've got to keep it in your hand. What I need is a horn holder. Like some kind of hole to put it in. Yeah, it ain't going to stay there, is it? I'm going to drop that fucking thing. Yeah, we're on a bit of a Depeche Mode bender now. It's letting us continue, so that's good. Have you tried brewing your own beer? Indeed I have. So, I haven't done it for a while now, but I used to be really into making what's termed as country wines. So wines that are fermented from like oak leaves or various berries, flowers, things like that. So like dandelion wine, that kind of thing. Pea pod wine. So I was really interested in like making beverages that you would never be able to buy in the shop. So pea pod wine, for example, it packed a punch and it tasted amazingly of fresh peas. It was so nice. What other ones have I done? Elderberry, elderflower, rhubarb. What else? I mean, you can basically make wine out of anything. And I was just using bread yeast to ferment it. But the only beer I've brewed is from kits. So if you get the cans of malt barley, and then you just add water and sugar and yeast. But yeah, I've done quite a bit in the past. But the cool thing is, right, you don't need anything at all, right? You just need a barrel or a bucket, put in what you want, say fucking whatever, some rhubarb chopped up, bung it in the bucket, fill it up with water, put in some sugar. You don't even need yeast, just leave it open to the air and there'll be natural yeasts in the air that will start fermenting. Now the only problem is relying on airborne yeasts, you may not get a favourable yield or flavour, but it will become alcoholic. It's such a cool thing. I used to be really into it, but I haven't done it for a while now. But I just love and so like so oak leaf wine is one of the ones I did. You're supposed to use the young leaves, so in the beginning of spring, the first leaves that come out, just pick them, and then you boil them up for a bit, and it's really heavy in tannins. And then you ferment that with some like white grape additive, or white grape concentrate. So it's a white wine basically, and the oak leaves provide the tannins. I'd never tasted anything like it. It wasn't overly pleasant, but it was quite sweet actually, but it was quite nice. I've made my own wine, but it was only from store-bought juices. Okay, I had to stop though. I was putting on weight. I was eating too much while drinking. I did use wine yeast. Okay, never beer though. Okay. Yes, ideally you would use a specific yeast for wine. Otherwise you can get some kind of sour notes. So I used to just use bread yeast, but that comes with various things like proving agents, things like that, which you don't really want in your wine. But it would always work, and in so much as it would always be alcoholic, and I'd always get off the tits. That's all I really cared about. But it always had interesting flavours. There's another thing that I used to make was called speedy cider or something like that, and you would use apples and water, and something else I can't remember. No yeast, so this was working on airborne yeast. And if you left it for about a month, it would carbonate it to be really fizzy apple juice in a way. It wouldn't be alcoholic. The problem is though, they made it 1 year and they left it over a year and it became like wine. And my brother Kirk drank 3 pints of the stuff. And I've never seen him quite so drunk before. It was really cool. Yes, Christus? You just said, hey. I've almost drained my horn. Oh my god, I need another piss. Apologies. I would freeze the apple wine and just let the alcohol fall slowly. Much higher alcohol content. Oh, hello. That's an interesting concept. So that's kind of that's a way of what do you call it when you're making a spirit? I'm sorry, I can't think at the moment. Distillation. It's a form of distillation. So the alcohol would be retained within the ice, you mean? That's interesting. I'm really sorry, I need a piss, but I'll be back very shortly. We'll toss the ice. Yes, distillation, but with ice. Never heard of that. Wow. Sorry, the chat was acting up. Okay. Sorry, I really need a pee-pee. I'll be back shortly. If you want to leave, please do. I don't want to keep you here. It's against the law, technically, in the US. Is it really? I think it probably is here as well. I know you need a license for distillation here, but if you're using ice, no one's going to know, are they? Sorry, I need to go. It won't be long. If you want to go, please do. Crikey Moses. Anyone go? So I had what's going on here? Let it drip. Everyone hide and jump back when John gets back, and we hit him on the back of the head and then run. The thawing of wine in distillation, is that because of freezing point of alcohol, I wonder? Yes. You let it drip for and then just toss the ice and it's more or less clear. Wow. Concentrates it, but it's illegal. So I'm not advising it. It's a wonderful idea though. Never heard of that, but that's a brilliant idea. So what's everyone's thoughts? You want to start bimbling off or what? If not, I'll get another can of beer or something. But yeah, I'm easy basically. I do know about this song. You could drive her away to a happier place. This is a nice one. Okay. Yeah, Rich, you're staying? Okay, I might get another cab. Do they drive on the same side of the road as you in Japan? Yes, they do. Yes. Left. So I think the Japanese followed the British convention. So yeah, on the left. I think they followed. So after the American occupation after the Second World War, I think there's a lot of Americanisms that the Japanese adopted. But there's also a lot of British stuff. I think the Japanese naval system was based on the British, things like that. But yeah, they drive on the left. Same as Australia and New Zealand, I think. I could not drive in your country. I drove in America, and I almost had 2 accidents. It is dangerous. It's hard to get used to the opposite way. Yeah, one time I was driving, it was late at night, and it was hellish. I didn't know how to get off this expressway thing. I remember the American ambassador killed a British kid. Yes, that was big over here. It was big in the news. Yeah, so it was the ambassador's wife, and she fled back to America before. So I think the police questioned her and let her out, but on parole. I don't know what you call it. They weren't done with her, and she flew back to America. There was hell up about that. They're trying to get her extradited back over here. Well, the boy's parents were. They got her out. She escaped. Yeah. It was terrible. So she was driving on the wrong side of the road. I think it was at the brow of a hill, and hit the poor boy head on his bike. My God, it's Peter! Hello, Peter, from the Sci-Fi Shed. Hi, buddy. Can't stick around for long, but want to say hi. Hello there. Thanks for dropping by. So Peter has a channel dedicated to reviewing or rating Nebula award-winning science fiction works, and he's based in Australia. We were just talking about which side of the road we drive on, and yeah, you drive on the left down there, I'm pretty sure. But not Sange, huh? Yeah, yes, well, there we are. Have you made your own wine, Peter? Italian? Have I made a mistake? I thought we were based in Australia. Bear with me, I just need to get a can. This will be the last drink I have. The British side of the road. Ah, yeah, same. Okay. Yes. The best side of the road. In terms of left versus right. I mean, but why? I don't know. I guess the convention of the left, it must be related or derived from horse-drawn carriages, perhaps? I don't know. When I said best, I wasn't relating to British. I meant the fact that we all go on the left, not the fact that it's derived from the British. Uncle did once nearly kill me. Ah, yes, right, yeah. So, yeah, this is Peter. Yeah, he's definitely an Aussie. Ah, okay. I can imagine a lot of Italians do that. Oh, in Argentina. Okay. Yes, we have left-handed horses with the horse-drawn carriages. They favoured the left 2 hooves. Rich knows. That's where it was derived from. I'm sure there's some kind of arbitrary reason for it. And then I'm assuming the Americans decided to do the exact opposite. I guess. I don't know. More like 100% proof alcohol, indeed. I've never really, because the wines I used to make, I only did it with yeast, and they weren't that hardy yeast. So they'd normally die off at around 11 or 12 ABV. I never got above that really, using the old hydrometer. The metric system in the States, yeah. Well, interestingly, in Britain, we have half and half, and we still have a bit of imperial, And we dally with mostly metric, but we do have a bit of imperial. Yeah, we don't really do that, really. But we still have miles. People we're measured in feet typically, although we normally know our heights in centimetres as well. Inches, the only inch scale I know is related to the male genitalia. Other than that, I'm lost. Yeah, I've always thought the metric systems, it's cleaner, isn't it? It makes more sense. Yeah, fuck fractions. I'm terrible at fractions at school. I'm just going to get a beer quick. Oh, hell. Right, this is my last beer. It's going to throw me over the edge. I'm drinking a bit of filth. Bit of Heine. Never got that 1/1000th of an inch. Indeed, no, I don't do maths either. Maths was my weakest subject. I was terrible at it. I just couldn't get my head around it. I just wanted to draw penises. I was only 1/2 bad at fractions. When I use Blender, I always default to metric. Okay. Oh, you dabble with the old Blender. I've never done any 3D rendering, personally. If anyone wants to choose a song, let me know and I'll pop it on. Don't know what the hell this is. Last, I'm going to do one more Depeche Mode song. Is Blender the 3D stuff my skill? Yeah, I think it is, Rich. I follow quite a few people on Twitter that use it. You're a beginner. It must be fun though. I've got to show you some of my paintings one of these days. We'll have a few things in common. Yes, please do, Peter. We should do a collaboration video thing one day. We can show each other, show stuff. Yeah, that would be cool. Do you use oils, by the way, Peter? You paint. You're a painter, aren't you? I saw the painting you did of Terry Pratchett. Very nice indeed. I wasn't sure what you'd done that in. I think it was oils. Yeah, let's do it. I can imagine it is super steep learning curve. I follow various people on Twitter that use Blender. It's incredible some of the stuff they do, and some of the effects they create would be really nice as video effects to be used in video. Yeah, really clever stuff, but it looks fucking hard. Mainly oils and gouache. I've never used gouache. It's a water-based paint, isn't it? But more opaque. Yeah, it's a curse, but also a blessing. The fact that oil paints take so long to dry. I like watching Bob Ross. He's my marijuana. Well, I also love Bob Ross. In fact, during the first lockdowns over here in the UK, they were showing Bob Ross episodes on BBC 4, and it was really calming. Absolutely loved it. Really, God, he's so good, and it got me back into painting again. Because one of the things he says, well, his idea is that just do it. You know, who cares? Just do it. Just try it. And I thought, yeah, why am I overthinking things? Just bloody paint. And that's what I did. Got back into it. I've got some old sketchbooks I could show, yeah. My more recent ones aren't so interesting. I'll get one in a second and show you something, but it's because my wrist hurts so much now. I just do very vague sketches that will help me paint later, rather than rendering complex images. I don't do it anymore. Opaque watercolor, right? Yeah. Ross marijuana. Yeah, that's He has a major following, doesn't he, Bob Ross now? There was I used to watch Twitch quite a bit. I haven't done it for a while now, but one of the channels on there was just 24-hour Bob Ross, and everyone that was watching it would be like preempting, all his little words and tap 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 and all kinds of stuff. I just absolutely loved that. I used to wake up on a Sunday morning and just watch Bob Ross. Yeah. Have any of you seen the documentary on? I think it's on Netflix about him and the way he was shafted. It was really quite upsetting. I got quite upset watching it personally. I tell wacky bedtime stories to my nephew. I turned Bob Ross into a serial killer. A very calm serial killer. Oh my god. I'm sure Bob has a special place in heaven where God lets him create everything. Yeah, I've seen the documentary. Yeah, he's a nice guy, I would say. Yeah, I thought it was very upsetting. I was quite reticent about watching the documentary because I thought he might turn out to be a bastard. I didn't want to know if he was, but he wasn't. He seemed a genuinely nice guy that was shafted by people that just in it for the money. Such a shame. It was the bit where he bellowed down the phone, where his son remembered him bellowing down the phone, "You can't take my name." And I lost it. I just yeah, you watched that, mate? Yeah, Peter? Yeah, it's something, that is. Yeah. Bob. Need to get a Bob Ross tattoo, I reckon. Would it be legally possible to write a novel with Bob Ross in it? Yeah, I don't know about that. I've come across, like in writing forums, people asking about whether they can reference living people. Yeah, true. Not sure. It depends, I think. I think it's whether if you reference the person in a derogatory manner, I think that there's a problem with that. But otherwise, I mean, if you turned him into a killer, I think there might be a problem. Ross Tattoo would not go with my sleeve. Oh, I see. Ross Tattoo. Ah, yes. Oh, you've got a sleeve, have you? I can't remember. I've noticed that before. You're inked up. I've just got one like tribal thing on my tiny pea-sized bicep. Name was trademarked by Bob Ross Company. Yeah, so it was. Yeah, never buy any Bob Ross paintbrushes or anything like that. Yeah, the tattoo I've got was the one that Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that bit of tribal, it's got like the fleur-de-lis on it, and I copied it. But I went to a tattooist who was a fucking idiot, and he did a really shit version, and so I kind of redesigned it and got another tattooist to kind of adapt it so it doesn't look like that one anymore. I mean, back in the early 2000s, there were some really dodgy tattooists about. They probably still are, I don't know. Yeah, that documentary has a bad ending, by all accounts. Yeah, half sleeve, but my tattoo artist died, so looking for someone to finish. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's a tricky one. Ah. Bob Ross changed his name. Excuse me. Excuse me. So what kind of design have you got, Peter? What kind of thing have you got? Ah, here we are. I've got a lion, clock, and all-seeing eye themes, all referencing bits of my life. Ah, that's the thing to do for your tattoos to have significance. Excuse me. Fucking hell. Oh, that's really nice. So, I mean, if you have that sleeve extended, you want the same kind of style maintained, I assume. I did contemplate going for a sleeve, a more extensive tattoo, but so my tattoo now, I got it when I was 21, and I had it adapted when I was 23, so 20 years ago now. It still looks okay. But yeah, I've always meant to do another one. So my partner Vanessa and my two sisters Adele and Maria, we used to have a pub quiz group team called the Bearded Ladies, and so I've always meant to get a bearded lady on my shoulder. So I'll probably do that at some point. We were quite good. We were okay. I mean, the prize, so this is at the local pub just over the road. If anyone wants to come over, let's do the pub quiz, yeah? It's just over there. And the prize, there's no entry fee, but the prize was a case of beer. So we won that twice, I think. And so what would happen is if you drew at the end, we drew with another team once. And so then you've got to do a special challenge against this other person. So you have one representative from each team, and you have to do a special challenge. And one time it was me as the representative and someone else, and we had to build a lightsaber out of all of these like lightsaber parts from, I don't know if it was Lego or whatever. And I made this fucking massive one with a rotating thing, and I won it luckily, because the other one was trying to make it look like a lightsaber, and I thought, oh fuck that, let's just go mad. And the quiz man was creaming himself, so I won it. Yeah, it's a really cool quiz. The only problem is, do get people cheating, which we've noticed, but karma always gets them in the end. All very significant, sort of memorial in many ways. Okay, yeah, trying to find an artist to compliment. Yeah, hopefully we should be able to find someone that can do that. Cool bearded lady, old style tat would work. That's what I thought. Yeah, like an old sailor tattoo style. Yeah, I thought that. Do you need to be vaxxed to enter the UK? I don't think so. That's all gone out of the window. Yeah, don't worry about that if you want to bimble over. Yeah. It was quite strict, I think, at one point, but it's COVID what these days? Occasionally they'll talk about it on the news, how many have currently got it. Who the fuck knows how many people have got it? Who cares? It's weird. I mean, I don't want to talk about COVID really, but I've never had it. I think I'm one of those immune ones, I guess, because my partner had it and we were sleeping in the same bed. We weren't social distancing. Fuck that. I never got it. Sailor tat. Yeah, that'd be cool. Right, I'll try and make that happen, maybe, because I keep putting it off, but yeah, it would be cool to get another one. I used to like, I remember the two tattoos I had, I quite liked the paint. Pubs in Britain, are they generally family friendly or what? Oh, well, most of them are fine, yeah, most of them are fine. Bars in the US are a little different, I think. Yes, I agree. So when I visited America, so I was in New England mostly, went to a couple of bars and had a funny atmosphere. It was like there weren't many women there, and there was a kind of a serious drinking feeling there. Whereas in the UK, and I imagine the same in Australia, it's more of a open situation. You will have children there, you'll have dogs occasionally, and you're just there for a good time. You know, it's very open, and as many women as there are men. Just a pretty open atmosphere. Of course, you will have exceptions. There will be some pubs. I've been to some before where you walk in and you try to walk back out again. Sometimes you go to a little village and they've got a pub and you go in there. You'll walk in there and everyone will just turn and look at you. But it's all good. Everyone's there to have a good time at the end of the day. But there are some rough pubs. There are some. Ink is addictive. Yeah. I get to the point of paying. Yeah, to be addictive. I can see that. My sister, my younger sister Adele, she's got loads of tattoos now, and she's kind of addicted to it, I think. But I can see that. I mean, I could have gone down that avenue. I think the thing that put me off was the money, and I'm a tight bastard. But I'm definitely going to get back into it, and then it may spread. Who knows? I may get some facial tattoos, maybe a penis here and there. I would have quite liked to have been tattooists, actually. They earn some amazing, really good money, got to be said. I've not been to the UK, but I suspect it would be the same. Most pubs in the day cater for children, areas, but there's some rough pubs indeed, yeah, very similar. I think Australia and the UK, it's very similar, I think, in terms of drinking culture. So as you say, during the day, children, families, that kind of thing. And some pubs, you often have dogs around as well. Our local has dogs coming in. Come the evening, you might have more students perhaps, and a few beer monsters here and there. But usually all very civil. There's not usually much drama. I've only encountered dodginess a couple of times. But there's some pubs in certain areas of certain cities that you just don't want to go anywhere near. You cracked me up. I've spent 10k on my sleep today. Fucking hell. Really? 10? Oh my god. That's amazing. That's impressive, yeah. I'd like to visit UK, but without going into detail, I'm not exactly white. Oh, don't worry. Oh, sorry. I blend right in other parts of the world, but I think I might stand out in the UK. I wouldn't want to be wrong. Oh, I really don't think you would have a problem. I really don't. I don't know what your... Who knows? I mean, who knows? But my impression is that you wouldn't have any problem whatsoever. I wouldn't worry. What's the music scene these days in the pubs in the UK? I found to be declining here in Australia. To be honest, I think I've noticed a similar decline for live music for sure. Again, our local, they've started getting more live bands in, which is really cool. It's not so cool when I'm trying to sleep actually some days, but it's really good. But I agree. I think it is on the decline, unfortunately. Yeah, not a problem, dude. Yeah, I really, no problem. I would come over here. Yeah. I mean, it's difficult for me to say, but I don't think you'd have a problem at all. No problem. Especially if you came to my pub. Oh, that's understandable. I think you're similar to me, in that respect. Don't like going around other people much anyway. I don't like getting on a plane, period, anyway. But yeah, no, don't worry. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. If you come over here, especially if you come to Exeter, I'll be there with you. But yeah, no problem. I mean, there's some pubs that you just no one would want to go in. So where I used to live in Plymouth, there's some really dodgy ones there. I went into one. I won't name it just in case someone tries to kill me. Oh, bye, John. Everyone, bedtime now. Been good. Cheers, Rich. Yeah, thanks for being here the whole time. Thanks very much. Okay, Peter's off as well. Chatting with you all, gotta run, need to get some reading done. Of course. Yeah. Look forward to your next video, Peter. Okay, see you, Rich and Peter. Thanks for being here. Thank you very much. Means a lot to me. Really does. Thank you. I speak a few languages so can blend in other places, but I do worry. Okay. No, I really, yeah. It's very. I mean, it's increasingly multicultural. Oh, cheers, Peter. Cheers. Yeah, so you really wouldn't stick out if that's what you're worried about. People wouldn't bat an eyelid, honestly. They wouldn't. Yeah. It's weird. I kind of know what you mean because I had some anxiety when I was living in Japan. So I was the only Caucasian, obviously surrounded by Japanese, and I had a couple of dreams where, because it's weird. I kind of felt after a while you forget what you are or how you look, and you assume that you look like everyone else. It's only when you look in the mirror you think, shit, no, I'm not. It's such a weird thing. But yeah, I was very conscious in certain, especially the rural areas of Japan where please do, you'll be fine. I was in certain rural areas of Japan and they were just shocked to see, a foreigner. And so people would stare at me or point at me. And, some people would say things that weren't entirely, pleasant. Well, not outwardly, not being horrible, but just, not nice, I suppose you could say. And, yeah, so I felt really like, oh, I shouldn't be here. I felt bad for being in certain places, but yeah, you'll be okay. Come over. Yeah, the British pub is a thing to behold. I mean, it's such a lovely place to be. I mean, I'm talking from the perspective of I'm a fairly regular drinker. I mean, I don't drink during the week when I'm working, but okay, because I'm Catholic, I've grown up mostly whites. Okay, but it's only when I leave my comfort zones that I become aware of differences. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's. I suppose that's understandable. Yeah, but it's I don't know. It's difficult. Yeah, I think often you yourself have more of a. You're more sensitive than other people. You don't realise that it's like me being over in Japan, I suppose. I mean, obviously it was hard sometimes with people pointing at you and that, but most of the time, if you're in the city, people they don't care. They're not even looking at you. But you're thinking, I was thinking, that I'm different and all of that. But no one really cares. So it becomes more of yourself. You're worrying about yourself. But that doesn't help when you're, like we were saying before, you're if you're what do you call it? An introvert. It's like the worst possible thing, isn't it? I'll stop talking about it. Indeed. Yeah. Well, yeah. Friendship, despite the language barrier. Indeed. Yes. Indeed. Whew. Anyway, yeah, just drink and be happy. Where is it you're from again, Unstoppable? For some reason, I thought you were Canadian. I don't know why. I'm sorry, I encounter other people and then I get people mixed up. And there's someone else I've encountered from Texas. And someone else from somewhere else in America. I'm quite pleasantly nailed now. What time is it? Okay. Oh, have you read Necromancer? Oh, I'm currently in the States. Ah, yes. Oh, okay. Right. Whereabouts? I liked it, but it was a difficult read for me. Do you mean, is it Necromancer or Neuromancer? What is it, Gibson? Is that what it's called, Gibson? Okay. If it's that, is it William Gibson? I can't remember now. I've got them here. I've got the trilogy. I know what you mean. Ah, Neuromancer, yeah. Ah, East Coast, okay, yep. So, yeah, Neuromancer, it is hard to get into, I know what you mean. It's quite complex and it kind of shifts around quite a bit. I found it a little bit tricky as well. Well, quite tricky, I must say. But I used to be really... I would really struggle with that kind of structure. But now I try to gloss around it a bit more, read around it, not get too worried when it does shift. Keep a bit more open-minded about what's going on. And I absolutely loved it. I think in my own secret rating way, before I was doing this channel, I think I gave all 3 books. I think I gave the first one 5 out of 5, and the second one 4 out of 5, and the last one 5 out of 5, something like that. They're really brilliant, really brilliant. When you consider when they were written as well, I mean, the influence on The Matrix, the film The Matrix, is obvious. I mean, it's incredible. It's just so good. Considering, I don't even know if the internet existed when it was written, actually. Yeah. Yeah, that one, my phone auto-corrected it. Ah, yes. Ah, so it's not just me. No, I struggled as well, yeah. But persevere, it's brilliant. Plot threw me off. I didn't know what's happening. No, it is a bit like that. I know what you mean. But once you, yeah, it's really good. In fact, I want to read them again, actually. Yeah, it broke a lot of new ground for sure. It must have. I mean, I think if I'd read it when it came out, I wouldn't have been able to get to grips with it at all. But I think now, with what we've experienced of virtual reality and the internet and things like that, those concepts are easier to grasp. But even so, it is quite. I know what you mean. It's kind of disjointed in certain ways. You've got to make kind of mental leaps between different scenes to make sense of what's going on. But yeah, I got such amazing images from reading that in a kind of cyberpunk way, kind of neon and kind of Blade Runner-esque kind of images going through my head. Character is deep already in the world, and it's in third person limited. I can't remember much about the way it was delivered. It was third person, yeah. Reminds me the way Clockwork Orange. Ah, yes, yeah. That's a good shout. Yeah. Clockwork Orange is one of those things. Yeah, I started reading that. I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to read this, but it's amazing how your mind starts incorporating this new language quite easily after a while. It's such a wonderful book. Yeah, with the jargon. Yeah. There's a word for it, isn't it? That made-up language in Clockwork Orange. What's it called? Yeah. Okay. Horror show. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realise that. In fact, the name that's given to this made-up language does sound Russian. So I remember it sounding Russian. I always thought it was horror show, like Vec. Yeah. Gulliver. That was another one. Gulliver, was it Head? Horror show. I remember it slightly dodgy because I think he was getting with like 14-year-olds or something. Yeah, Gulliver is Head. I need to read that again. Did you like the film? The film of Clockwork Orange? I quite liked it. I preferred the book. I mean, almost always the book's better. Yeah, I see. Oh, the narrator is a teenager anyway. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember. So I think in the UK it was banned. The film was banned when it came out. So it was like a big thing when it was re-released on DVD. So as soon as it came out, I bought it. And I think it was the controversy about I think there's that rape scene when they break into the house. And it's kind of shocking at the time. Compared to the stuff that's out now, though, it was quite tame. But obviously, it's a horrible thing. I think his wife was murdered. Yeah. One I could never understand is The Naked Lunch. I've heard of that. I've never read it. Oh, really? The author's wife was murdered? Oh, I didn't know that. No way. She was killed by a gang in... Really? Crikey, Moses. Well, that explains that scene in the... No way, I didn't know that. I feel absolutely lost when I read it, and I tried several times. Naked Lunch is a different animal, but it's similar. I only know the title. I don't know anything about it personally. In the novel, they break into a writer's house. Yeah. It's a stand-in for the... yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I remember something that stuck in my mind from the book was the posters about beach holidays in Latvia, I think, or Eastern Europe. I found that quite a powerful image at the time because I never considered holidaying in Eastern Europe at the time. I don't know why. I thought, okay, yeah, I'll look that up. What a terrible way to die. I mean, crikey, that's quite random. Once, was it Roman Polanski's wife was murdered, wasn't she? Is that, I'm getting confused now with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But was that to do with Manson? I can't remember now. Yeah, I will do that. Burgess married Luella Isherwood Jones, a distant relative of Christopher Isherwood. Naked Lunch movie is great though. I haven't seen the movie either. The brutality depicted in A Clockwork Orange stemmed in part, he once said, from assault on his wife during World War II in London that resulted in the loss of their expected child. She died in 1948. Good God! Okay, you pasted that in, but... well, I'll be darned. That's terrible. So The Naked Lunch, Cronenberg. Yeah, no, absolutely nothing about it. Oh, that's terrible. That's the only book I've read by him, to be honest. Clockwork Orange. So, what's Naked Lunch about then? What's going on there? My fucking contact lenses are giving me a hand. Cronenberg made it into a cohesive narrative. I see. I'm assuming the book isn't quite as solid in that respect, or quite as traditional. Burroughs accidentally killed his wife in a drunken game of William Tell. Really? Crikey Moses. What, with a crossbow or a... Things people get up to. It's about junkies, but the writing is almost abstract, or maybe I just don't get it. Okay, so it's kind of influenced by the state of them, perhaps. But he did odd jobs to support his drug habit. He shot her with a pistol. Oh, a pistol. Oh, Christ. Stream of consciousness. Okay. Meandering and influenced by chemically induced states, perhaps. I'll tell you a book that it just reminds me, just because of drug uses, but the what was it? Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, that one? He went to Tangiers a while. Okay. I absolutely loved that book, Fear and Loathing. There's a bit that just made me laugh out loud. I don't normally laugh when I'm reading stuff, but there's a bit where he's trying to get, what is it? He's got his Cadillac, I think it's a Cadillac. He's gone to a garage and he wants them to put 100 PSI into each of his tyres. It was so funny. The book is like a deck of cards. Shuffle and reshuffle it. Oh, really? Oh, I don't know if I could deal with that. There's limits to what I can tolerate in terms of the structure of a novel. If they try fucking around a bit too much, I'm like, fuck that. Saying that though, I never... Non-linear. Okay, I'm not quite... Yeah, non-linear is okay. But if it's just completely bonkers, I'm like... startling imagery. Have you ever read Martin Amos's Time's Arrow? I fucking love that. I mean, that's a reversal. It is bonkers. Oh boy. Ooh. Might put a bit of Bowie on. This might cut it off, but we'll try it. This is from the Low album. Brilliant album. Punctuation is everywhere. Oh my god, worst nightmare. I don't think I could read something like that. I mean, for me, Blindness by, is it Jose Saramago? That's written almost like there's hardly any paragraphs. It's just blocks of text. I struggle like hell with that. I'm just used to the convention of, standard punctuation and paragraphs. Saramago. Yeah, I struggled with that. Anything that plays, it's like when I tried to review Heinlein's Moon is a Harsh Mistress, because they were writing in, the dialectical inflection of the narrator. I couldn't deal with it. So anything slightly off. Leo Carpentier is the same way. Oh, okay. A chapter is one long paragraph, however it's highly structured. Okay, that would help. But yeah, I need those conventions firmly in place, else I think it stems from the fact that I was a remedial reader as a child. And I think it's probably because I was short-sighted and a bit of an imbecile. Oh yeah, Garcia Marquez writes immense paragraphs too. So does Isabel Allende. Los Pasos Perdidos, The Lost Steps, my favourite novel. Oh, really? Is that another example of unconventional structuring? Formatting, whatever you would like to say. Yeah, I'm going to steer clear of Marquez then. I don't know if I could deal with that. Okay. Los Pasos. What's that about? The chapters are long. Okay. I don't mind a long chapter. Lost Steps. Okay. Add that to the list. Might have to remind me because I'll probably forget. The Lost Steps. Yeah. Cormac McCarthy. Yeah. I've only read The Road and No Country for Old Men. That's all. Yeah, I've read that. Musicologist, film music producer who goes back to South America. Okay. Speaks English. I've got... what is it up there? Yeah, I've got the Border trilogy by Cormac McCarthy up there. He wants to reconnect with his past. It's beautiful. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to add that to my list. Can you possibly remind me another time? I'm too nailed to... He finds resurrection and happiness and loses it when he has to come back to the US, to his wife. It's an artist block. It's an artist book. Sounds intriguing. It's an artist hero's journey. Good lord. Yeah, it sounds really good. Where did you come across this initially? Oh, you read it in Spanish. Okay. I take it there is English translation. I wish I could speak another language. I mean, I can dally with Japanese, but only at a lower intermediate level. I mean, that's the closest I've ever got to speaking another language. Okay, good. Okay. Right, so Lost Steps. Right, bear with me. I'm just going to add it to my list of books to read. Done. Cheers. I have a background in South America. Okay. It is a great song. Oh, bloody Bowie. Loved him. So are you from South America? Is that what you mean? Or you have family there or what? Oh, Bowie. Oh. Don't you wonder sometimes what sound and vision? Blue, blue, electric blue, that's the color of my room where I will live. That's how I want. Ah, you live there, okay. I've got a friend of mine over there at the moment, actually. He's in Brazil. Chris Cullen. Met through this channel, actually. He sent me a video the other day. He was in Argentina. He's travelling through South America. And he had my book. He bought my book, Dark Matter. And he was in his room. And there was a fucking great tarantula on it, walking over my book. That's my only reference to South America. I know Argentina very well. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about South America. Other than that tarantula. Me too. Oh, you've lived there as well? Is that what you mean? I'm going to play my favourite track from this album now, if you don't mind. It's more of it's an instrumental, really. But here we go. We're down to 3 viewers, 3 hardcore viewers. Unstoppable and Christus. Who else? Who's the third? Who's skulking in the shadows? Ah, you lived in Argentina. Do you live there now in Argentina? I'd say Argentinian. So, but you're currently in Croatia, is that right? Yeah, you're in Croatia at the moment, I remember you saying. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I'll be darned. You're leaving me behind here. I'm a simple man. I only speak English, really. Good God. Oh, sorry. I'm getting bamboozled here. Ah, worm, master worm. No, you can carry on. No, write what you like. I don't mind. It's my fault that I don't understand it. Ah, so, well, this is interesting. I had no idea. You've probably told me before that you're in Argentina. Yeah, because we had a bit of email to and fro, didn't we? I'd like to go one day. I just don't like flying. That's the only bloody problem. Where in England are you? So I'm in the southwest. So Devon. So the West Country, as it's termed. But originally I'm from Cornwall, so the most southwestern county in the country. So Cornwall is kind of, it's derived, it has like Celtic roots. So there is a movement to try to make Cornwall a separate country almost. I don't think it'll ever happen, but that's where I'm from originally. So Cornwall's famous for pasties. So it's like a pastry casing with vegetables and beef. Really famous. I don't know if you've ever had a pasty. I haven't made one for a while, but I used to make pasties. And so Cornwall is famous. Well, it used to be famous for mining. So we used to mine tin, I think, and copper. And so Cornwall used to have really good miners, and they went to Mexico to teach the art of mining, but they also passed the idea of pasties to the Mexicans. So there's an area in Mexico where they make pasties. Oh, sorry, yeah, I've jumped in on that. So I think you're asking about Christus there. Is that the name of the province? Oh no, stream died. Oh no. Oh dear, it's gone. Ah, I'm back. Something went wrong. So I swapped the song. I think maybe that song triggered it. Sorry about that. That's that raw sour for you. I'll put something else on. Ah, this is a good one. Whoa. Okay, so that's good. We've only got a delay of around 10 seconds. So, is anyone still there, or have I gone into a black hole? How's the satanic candle doing? It's nice and soft. Ah! Right, now I'm drawing a very thick chick. Just so you know. Okay. Good Lord. Sling me the picture of it and I'll put it on here. She was a young American. Ooh, right.
She was the young American, sailing right through the picture window. She finds a slinky vagabond, because as she passes a foot mistake, heaven forbid she's taking the thing.
Is everyone still here? We had one extra viewer, then they fucked off. I'm afraid of Americans, that's my song. Ah, good, you're both still here, that's good. We've got an interloper though, we have a third viewer that's not revealing themselves. Perhaps they're just staying there just so I get another viewer. It's not me either, so. How are you both doing? Do you want to stick around or what? Because if you do, I'll crack open another beer. Let me know. You're influencing the stream. I have no control. I'm at your mercy. If you want me to drink another beer, I will. Currently at almost 4 hours. This is longer than I thought. I said to Vanessa earlier, I said, there's no way I'm going beyond 3 hours. That's what's happened. I wonder if it's cut me off again. It's possible. Fucking thing. Bowie wouldn't have cut me off. It must have cut. Dang. I'm not sure if you've all gone. You might have gone ape shit. I'll be back in a sec. Is it still fucked? Ah, okay. Oh, you're going. Okay, that's no problem. No problem. Oh, thanks for being here so long. Thank you very much. Lovely for you to, lovely to speak to you for so long. Thank you. Okay, Christus, it's just me and you, old chum. I may have to go to bed. I don't know. What time is it where you are? If you need company, I'll stay. But I may have to get another beer. This is copyright nonsense, isn't it? I need to find something that people don't like listening to. They seem to allow far more than they used to, which is good. Oh, back to D mode. Here we go. It's not bloody working. There it is.
Let's have a black celebration. Black celebration tonight. To celebrate the fact that we've seen the back of another black
I think I'm on my own. But this has been wonderful. Thank you for everyone who's been here today. I'm tempted to start singing now, but that could be a mistake. I might have a I can barely see actually. I might have a solo karaoke session. It's 1 o'clock here in the UK. Right, what should I sing? Oh, I know. Right. Okay, I'm going to do some karaoke now in celebration of Japan. Right. Goodbye, Depeche Mode. Right. Dare I have another beer? I think I will, you know. I'm on my own, but what better time to drink than on your own? I've got one viewer, and this will probably make the last one leave. But let's have one last hurrah. I'm going to just get a beer. No, I shouldn't, but I just can't help myself. Okay. So, I'm going to sing. Right, where are we? Here we go.
Black Friday deals.
Fuck off. Yeah, we've got no one left, but so I'm on my own now. But here we go. This is going to be terrible. On the corner of Main Street, trying to keep it in line. You say you want to move on, and you say I'm falling behind. Can you read my mind? Can you read my mind? I never really gave up on breaking out of this two-star town. I got the green light and I got a little fight. I'm gonna turn this thing around. Can you read my mind? Can you read my mind? Good old days, the honest man, the restless heart, the promised land, the subtle kiss that no one sees, the broken wrist and a big trapeze. Well, I don't mind if you don't mind, 'cause I don't shine if you don't shine. Before you go, can you read my mind? It's funny how you just break down, waiting on some sign. I pull up to the front of your driveway with magic soaking my spine. Can you read my mind? Can you read my mind? The teenage queen, the loaded gun, the drop-dead dream, the chosen one, the southern draws, what I see, a city wall and a trampoline. Well, I don't mind if you don't mind, 'cause I don't shine if you don't shine. Before you jump, tell me what you'll find. Can you read my mind? Slipping in my faith until I fall. You never return that call. Woman, open the door, don't let it sing. I wanna breathe that fire again. She said, I don't mind if you don't mind, 'cause I don't shine if you don't shine. Put your back on me, put your back on me, or put your back on me. Fucking hell. The stars are blazing like rebel diamonds cut out of the sun. Can you read my mind? Yeah, that's it. Fucking hell, that was awful. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, there we are. Alright, Christus is still there. He just said that just scared him. Yeah, it is scary. Yeah, I'm a bit drunk now. What, you want another one? Don't tempt me, Frodo.